light that is me. I wonder what that will do. That is bullshit blazing, still my heart is blazing. If the word kill me, I don't need a new word under you. Soon you will know, we already know the smell of the game. Do you know who you are when you speak your words? Don't sound like your own. You're trapped in the toxic created by this world. That is who you are. No standard rules that cannot but begin sometime to wake up. Roaming keeps us on the ground. That is bullshit blazing, still my heart is blazing. If I lose my wings, I don't need a new word under you. Can't feel a thing, we already know the smell of the game. Remember you are blazing, still your heart is blazing. If the world made you, I don't need a new word under you. Soon you will know, we already know the smell of the game. What am I? What am I? What am I? What am I?
Mankind knew that they cannot change society, so instead of reflecting on themselves, they blamed the beasts. But they found beauty in the lives of beasts and couldn't lie to themselves about it.
I'm just a small part of the world, but no one can break me. Can't you see I'm blazing? Still my heart is blazing. If the words kill me, I don't need a new word over you. My tongue is my word. Your words will never let me disappear. That is bullshit blazing. Still my heart is blazing. If the words kill me, I don't need a new word over you. Soon you will know, we already know the smell of the, know the smell of the, know the smell of the, know the smell of the game.
A 100% accurate, yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the August Blazing 236 Guilty Gear Strive Tournament. I am your tournament organizer, Christopher Sword Johnson. Thanks to the follow Femboy Fighting Games. And These are my casters, the illustrious GLP Phoenix and the amazing Shinkari. We've got, yes, hello. We don't rehearse, not at all.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we're good.
We're professional and stuff.
Yeah.
We're very professional. Don't you worry about that.
Yeah.
So we've got a great tournament lined up for you today. We have a potential of 13 participants, though it looks like I don't have 3 of them in our Discord. So if they're not here by the start of their match, then I guess we'll have to go ahead and disqualify them. Okay, one of them just messaged
I hate to
me.
see that.
Look
Ooh,
at your
we're getting there.
email for the Discord invite.
But anyway, for the first few rounds, it is going to be best of 3, and once we hit the top 8, we'll move on to best of 5. Just because if we were best of 5 all the way through, we might be here for a while. So
We'll be here until I have to be at
Just
work
in-
tomorrow morning at 9.
just trying to get through things.
Yeah, and then for the losers bracket, we'll do best of 3s until the losers finals, and we'll do best of 5 there. I think that would be the easiest with the loser bracket.
Sounds good.
Unless-
All right, so first up, right off the bat, we have, I believe it's going to be Kiwi going up against Hibiscus. So,
Yes.
Kiwi, the winner of the first Blazing 236 tournament, looking to take themselves or give themselves another win on the board and trying to take this whole tournament yet again. They're going to have a bit of a tough ask because going up against Hibiscus, who is a very strong competitor, has been hard at work on a variety of different characters. It looks like they're going to be starting with the Nagoriyuki first up. So Nago versus Faust, it's going to be a bit of an interesting matchup.
Yeah, Kiwi has been proven to have a very good handle on the Faust. Just has spoken with us before about how they like to play Faust. Just really, really good. Is on the record saying like, yeah, you can meet a bunch of Faust players, but guaranteed that they all play them just slightly differently. And coming out of the first Blazing 236 tournament as the champion here, it's going to be pretty good to see these two very strong competitors. Hibiscus has been doing a whole lot of grinding on a bunch of different characters as well.
Yeah, they have a Mei, they have a Amelia, they have a Zato.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit of an Axel somewhere, just in the back pocket. They just have a whole bunch of things here, there, and everywhere. But they have been working very hard on the Nago as of late, and doing some very good things with it. And I'm excited to see how this one plays out. Kiwi is into the lobby right now, and it looks like we're getting into the first game.
Yeah. Should be ready to go in just a little bit.
Here we go. Nagoriyuki versus Faust. I mean, the thing about this kind of matchup is that Nago definitely does have the range to contest a lot of Faust's options, but Faust can be very elusive and kind of play this keep away game with the items, starting out really nicely, but big 2H is going to give Hibiscus a pretty good start on this. Whiffs the grab, unfortunately. Here comes the meteors. A good 2H is going to kind of reset everything, but those meteors definitely helping out Kiwi just a little bit. Oh, the big anvil just stuffing that one. Good. 6B is going to stuff any kind of attempt for Kiwi to use some of those long range moves in neutral. Or going for the wheelchair, doesn't get it. Nice 2S is going to finish that one off.
Yeah, it was really, really close too. Hibiscus doing a real good job of just waiting and being very, very patient. I mean, that is the samurai kind of mentality here, being very patient and waiting for the most opportune moment to strike. And look at these blocks. Look at this guard game that Hibiscus is doing right here.
Ooh.
Very, very good job of that bomb. Gonna interrupt the kind of flow here and gonna put it right back into Kiwi's hands. That's going to put Hibiscus on the back foot, taking real low. Can they find the last bit of damage? It's insanely close. Hibiscus does have the burst, but it looks like they're trying to save a
Big
good
choice.
counter. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Oh, going for the super
right here. That's going to land, but
It was only the kind of corner, the edge of the sword, so it didn't end up getting the full cinematic finish. And unfortunately, they did end up. I think we kind of get back into that one, but now onto the third round. Oh, goes for the command grab. Whips that one. It's still maintaining pressure in the corner. The slash doesn't end up connecting or follow up. Even a gold burst, so they have full resources yet again. See how they try and work this one out. Got them into a corner. A lot of damage. Does end up getting him, and here comes the wheelchair.
Here comes the wheelchair. This patient needs to be taken to the ER room, stat. Oh, no.
Oh, even getting the blood burst out of him. Oh, just gonna swing it.
Yeah, that's the best thing to do when they're at that kind of range.
Oh,
right
the mix
there.
is gonna get hit. That's gonna be the counter hit, and that's gonna be game one going to Hibiscus. But it was a very close game.
Yeah, very cinematic too. Looking for that last movement with that super there. Very, very well played there. And I think what's really good is that Hibiscus is playing the defensive game and doesn't really need to be up in Faust's face and really to get these kind of good counters, these good things right here. His spacing is pretty much equaled to the scalpel. Can play a little bit of a defensive game and then only really has to like inch forward in order to get those hits.
Having to use the burst so they don't get hit by the old golf club. Oh, good call out.
Yeah, what a
2H
really,
with the
really
2H.
good counter here. The Scarecrows are always a really a mind game that you really have to spend a while reading the Faust player and making sure that you know how to approach. But like Hibiscus has been playing so many fighting games that they're getting very good at reading their opponent here. Real good grab, taking real low. Here comes the super. Oh, counter though. Oh, doesn't
using
get the wheelchair.
Use the PRC just to get out of there.
Yeah, with the magic.
Really
pixel.
close.
Can they
Trying to get underneath. Trying to get underneath all these, and just the jump slash is gonna do it.
Very, very well
Just
done.
trying to just find any way to get underneath all of these paper bags coming out of Kiwi. Manages to get a good 6P. The 6Ps coming out of Hibiscus have been very good at stuffing a lot of Faust buttons, but still trying to get in there. Not able. Really good follow-up off the one counter hit. All of a sudden,
wow.
Oh, end up getting hit with the blood gauge.
Not going to be able to land that.
Yeah,
this
right
time.
there. The thrust getting interrupted by that 6P. It's been very good from Hibiscus. That should do it. That is going to be the game. 2-0 going over to Hibiscus. Kiwi definitely made him work for it though.
Yeah, Hibiscus really doing a great job here on this Nagaryuki. Really, really good patient game as well. Just waited for those little openings in order to find that last little bit of damage that they needed most of the time, right?
Yeah.
The Faust game of needing to be really close and needing to be pretty far away is not as good when your opponent character has reach, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, and essentially it's what the Nago plan usually is wait for those opportunities, get that counter hit, and then just go all out with that offense with those slash like built-in combos and just destroy your opponent through counter hit damage. And that's essentially what happened time and time again. Those 2Hs, the big swings, were really just contesting a lot of that airspace that Kiwi was trying to hold on to, but when you've got a big sword swing in your face like that, it's a bit difficult. Alrighty, so it looks like the next game. It was going to be Cooler and Death, but unfortunately Cooler hasn't turned up, so they'll just get knocked down into the loser bracket. Let's see if they turn up in time for that. But we're moving on to the next one. It is going to be Zadareth versus Sig Wave. So Zadareth has turned up for most of these tournaments and has been an incredibly strong competitor. And it have been using a bunch of different characters here and there. A lot of the Kai has been dabbling with a bit of the Soul, but we'll have to see what they end up pulling out. But Sig Wave, I believe, is going to be playing they have it written down as May, so May versus the Kai. That is going to be an interesting matchup.
Yeah,
'Cause
and if you are a frequenter of this particular monthly, then you know that that if you're playing a whole lot of against Ia, you know that you're gonna be really good against the Mei matchups here. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be really. I'm not saying it's Zadareth favored, but they're definitely gonna have a decent time here. Is we're just waiting for folks to shuffle on in here as we get.
Let's see how this one plays out.
Yeah. Here we go. Sigwave versus Zadareth. Sure to be a real great matchup here. I mean, Zadareth has been playing just so much in the tower recently. Been playing so much, but Sigwave with that 182. Yeah. Yeah.
This is going to be
That's-
spicy.
That's pretty good.
Maze can definitely output an incredible amount of damage if you are not careful, and just right off the bat, just relentless aggression and good conversion with a wall breaker immediately. And look at the
God.
damage.
Yeah, Kai is really not getting any sort of breathing room here, which really Kai
Ooh.
wants to land that missile for that approach, but if Mei is not giving him the room to do that, Totsugeki is real powerful. And normally we see folks just kind of spam it, but
Ooh.
Zig knows all the options for Mei, is going to take this first game here really decisively as well.
As you mentioned, just Zadareth is unable to really kind of get some grounding, but with a good throw into the corner, they have so kind of trapped a little bit, gets a good conversion, but a good counter hit allows Sig back into this round and is allowed to set up completely.
Yeah, it's really good.
Ooh,
A good jump is
overtrade.
going to give them just a little bit of space, but runs directly into Mei's counter hit here as they fall.
Ooh,
Once again,
6P
still-
again.
Yeah. Sometimes when in doubt, 6P. Sometimes it's when in doubt, Totsugeki. But, sometimes you're just in
Ooh,
front of
good
them. You
burst
just need to
bait.
punch them. As game one goes over to Sig in a very decisive manner.
That was very, very strong.
Yeah.
And we'll have to see how Zadareth kind of adapts to a lot of this aggression.
Yeah, right
Oh,
off
good
the bat,
overhead.
So much
Good
damage on this Zadareth again.
counterplay coming out Zadareth. Yeah. Ooh, long range dolphin is going to make a connection. Good counter hit, does force out the burst. Nicely done. See how much more they can get out of this. Another counter, but they're not able to fully convert off of it. Throw right out of that.
Yeah, the Roman cancel was really close to getting a whole lot of momentum back for Zadareth here. And once again, still really hard this game. The offense from Mei has been unrelenting. There's the Roman cancel, 3-4. Can they finish it off? It's really close. Ooh, Roman cancel
One
again.
more good hit. Good jump out of that.
Yeah,
See if
that's
they're
a
able
real
to
great stop.
get the
There's the Roman
conversion.
cancel. Yep, trying to turn it back into the wall. Gonna knock him through. It's tied up now. Real close between these two. Missiles coming out.
Ooh.
Yeah, find that approach.
That was a close trade. Yeah, I think that may have been chip damage. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
that may have been chip damage. To FD that one, but it's been close. Kind of figuring some things out. Good contest utilizing the projectile to just stuff the dolphins as they come in.
Yeah, it looks like Sig has become at least a little wise to that kind of tactic here, just being a little bit more patient with the Totsugekis, just trying to
Ooh.
look for a little bit better opening here. Has to use the burst here in order to get through, but once again, we're going to use that burst one more time.
Oh, the
Now it's-
counter hit
yeah,
could
yeah,
do it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
real close here. Yeah, that's going to be the end. Slash is coming through. Game 2 goes over to Sigwave. It's going to knock Zadareth down to the lower bracket.
Yeah, it's definitely looking very strong with very measured style of aggression. I'm interested to see how much further they can go with this, because we've got a lot of strong players here.
Yeah. We have some real
And,
strong folks here. Is the next up, it looks to be Sea Dog versus Panda Playa.
Alrighty.
Yeah. I mean, I know Panda Playa personally has been grinding a bit. I actually have never actually seen him play Guilty Gear, so I'm still very excited.
We're all
I-
learning.
Yeah, look, I mean, he's got a whole group of folks that have been playing a whole lot of Guilty Gear between them, and Descamos is one of those players. So to see them finally in action. I'm very, very excited. But these folks like play a whole bunch of fighting games from like, what do you call the baseball one? I don't remember. It's just Super Smash Brothers. Even some Soul Calibur.
Lethal League.
Lethal League. That's it. Yeah. So these folks definitely fighting game naturals.
Everyone wants to redeem Pet the cat.
Can we get a pet cam? Can we get a pet cam on the house? You sleeping?
Skullgirls represent.
Oh.
Skullgirls is very good. Yeah, there's a lot of good fighting games out there, and they're just getting better. And yeah, it's cool to just play just various fighting games because they all play so differently.
All right.
Yet there's always that underarching like consistency. It's like it's all fun, especially when playing with friends.
Yep.
So what are we looking at matchup wise? We've got an Ino and an Anji.
Yeah, looks
Anji
like it.
Anji is in a bit of an awkward spot.
Yeah, and
has some good tools. However, is in like the bottom of most people's lists when it comes to like tier lists.
Yeah.
Of all of the Evos, all the Evo top 16s.
Yep.
Only one character didn't make it to any of the top 16s, and it was Anji, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But good little spot dodge there to just completely stuff the Strike to Victory, and good relentless aggression right off the bat.
Yeah, Sea-Dog already right off the bat, not wasting any time, putting so much pressure onto
just
Ino here.
contesting.
Whoa!
Slammed him!
I'm fairly certain that's the first perfect of the whole like tournament. Like we haven't had a perfect ever. So that was the first one, and it was from Anji here. A real good start, especially for Sea-Dog here. Is wow, just continues the unrelenting aggressive.
Put him right through the wall. Yeah, that was an incredibly quick game.
Wow. Yeah, game one goes over to Sea-Dog here. Is now we're getting into this we're getting now into game two of the best of three here, and Panda Play's got a whole definitely a hard time to work with here as we're now going through.
All right, they're getting something started, but yeah, they're just straight hits, not able to really string too much together. The defense coming out of Sea-Dog is been pretty good, and then when they're on offense, they're just absolutely just making the most of every opportunity.
Yeah. Yeah, insanely powerful from the Anji here. You know, really not having a good time here as we're now getting into round two, game two. This is starting to look pretty dire. Yeah, once again, just starting things off, trying to get some distance with that 6P. There's a good dive, getting some more here. Anji just
good stalling out in the end.
Right scrub.
Okay. So it looks like Panda is just taking real low here. The good Roman cancel, getting some more combos here. Yeah, okay. Getting some room for themselves here. Once again, Sea-Dog still has really good defense here. Really knows a lot of the options that Ino has, and that's going to be Slash. That's going to be the match too. That's game two going over to Anji. Really, really well played.
That was incredible. Now, I was mentioning about how a lot of people kind of put Anji very low on the tier list, but he does have power. It's like if he gets a hold of you, he will. Like his damage output is incredible, and we saw it right there as soon as he was able to get started, and also the mix-up options once he's able to like control the pace of the round.
Yeah,
it's like unmatched. The options that that Anji has to kind of go high, low, can threaten to grab. It's very hard to deal with.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so for the next one, it looks like we have another bit of a no-show, so essentially we'll be moving on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Okay. And with that, yeah, just getting excuse me real quick. Yeah, I mean, whenever the discussion of tier list comes up, I always like to point out that it's just you're not a character isn't per se bad and you shouldn't play them, right? It's just more of like it's how much more you're going to have to put into working with that character in order to make them in the matchups of these characters that are easier to
Absolutely.
play because they're more powerful or higher on the tier list. It just means that you're going to have a harder matchup, but you're definitely going to need to do a little bit more work in order to do so, right? You can always
Absolutely, yeah.
succeed with a low tier character. You just need to put more work into it.
Absolutely. I mean, that's the thing about this game. Even from the very start, people are like, yeah, there's some of the characters that are not nearly as well-rounded in terms of their matchup spread, so they end up lower in the tier lists, but you can't disrespect them because they all have source.
Yeah.
Every character, if you disrespect, will just shove you into the dirt and not feel any remorse about it. Like at the very start, people were talking about Axel versus Potemkin as like completely unwinnable for Potemkin. Potemkins now are absolutely bodying Axels.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
you disrespect them, they will absolutely tear you apart.
Yeah.
And this is like with any fighting game. If someone puts that time, as you mentioned, if you put in the time with those characters, yeah, you might have to put a little bit more to finding these very specific things to try and make them work. But if you disrespect them, they can show up big.
Yeah, we're just waiting on Hibiscus right now to join us in the lobby as they are now up against Ia, who is our previous champion. And I think I might give the advantage here to Hibiscus. Hibiscus for the longest time that they were playing Guilty Gear, even from its inception, was playing Mei almost nonstop. And they swapped recently to Nago Ryuki, but it's kind of in their back pocket. So a lot of these matchups are going to be, and a lot of the options that Mei has, they're going to be very, very wise to a lot of these things.
Absolutely. And if Hibiscus does end up winning, well, they've gone up against the two champions of this tournament now.
Yep.
Going up
Which
against
would be
Kira in that
insane.
first round, it would be a pretty
Champions
pretty good
player
run.
Hibiscus.
It's like, hey, a big first champion.
Yeah.
Now I'm going up against a second champion. Let's see how this one plays out. But yeah, it would be a good start. It would
So
be
if
like,
Hibiscus wins, does that mean they get an ace? To put it in League of Legends terms, all
Sure.
champions eliminated.
yeah, sure. We'll go with that one. Yeah. Yeah. But then they're not like the Nago versus Mei matchup is
Yeah.
cool. Alright, cool. This matchup, Nago Ryuki versus Mei, it's
Yeah, I
Nago
mean,
has that good range. We saw it against Faust, has that range, but the explosive potential of Nago
yeah,
means that you have to be a little bit careful, like throwing out any stray hits, because if you get counter hit, we saw Hibiscus getting some good 6Ps onto any stray moves that were trying to poke in at him, and then the counter hit damage just allows him to just go absolutely hog wild.
yeah,
And Faust definitely doesn't have any defense to their name or guts, so they kind of explode. Mei a little bit more durable, so they will be able to take a little bit more of a hit, but still, from a Nago Ryuki, you gotta be careful because those hits do hurt.
yeah. I mean, Nago Ryuki half the time is playing a different fighting game. You're out here playing Guilty Gear. They're playing Samurai Showdown. Okay, they're not looking for a billion hit combos, right? They're waiting patiently, playing a rather defensive game, and then coming in with those long range attacks and those strong, beefy counter hits, and looking for those good, real kind of like lower but high hit combos here, closer to like a almost. I won't say exactly like a Potemkin, but definitely has some flavor that's kind of similar.
Yeah, it's very patient until you get that hit, and then bam, all of a sudden, fireworks, explosions. Similarly, on the other side, Make can do similar things. They can just go play patiently, wait for that straight hit, or they can just play very aggressive, very in your face, utilizing those dolphins to really force the Nago onto the defense, and then just abusing them, trying to utilize some mix-ups and open up their defense. But we'll see how this one plays out as we get into the first game between these two. Already going straight in with that upward dolphin, but
Yeah.
oh, good 2H to counter hit that dolphin, but the first is going to be utilized. Slash is coming out, but gets stopped by the slide coming out of here. Good throw immediately into the RC. Does manage to get the slash combo out of it. And already very powerful start coming out of Hibiscus. Good jump in for the throw to get the first round.
Yeah, what a really, really solid first round from Hibiscus here, as they're just doing such a great job of judging these ranges here. And Ia really can't be this super aggressive that they're normally able to play, but there it is right after all that. A whole bunch of Totsugekis. There's that great counter hit, and use the burst in response in order to get some tempo back in their control. But yeah, this is once again still looking for that punish game here, but May is not really giving them a whole lot of space to work with.
There's a good 2H to kind of stuff the approach. Every time those 2Hs have been whiffing, Ia has been able to get in there, but unfortunately unable to get that one. As Hibiscus is able to get in very good. Oh, calling out the throw.
Yeah.
That is going to be a big counter hit super and just slamming that anchor down.
Ooh, yeah, that's a real good turnaround for Ia here. Real well played by the both of them so far. Like, Ia's definitely gotten into somewhat of a groove here. Finally getting these finally getting these intros that May has been looking for here with the Totsugeki.
Big slash to open things up and force him into the corner. Good throw out of that one.
Sadly, just out of range of that.
Oh,
let's see if he caught you pressing buttons.
Nope. Oh wow, good counter to it.
Yeah, that's a whole lot of meter use though, so not gonna see that anytime soon. Well,
oh wow, just sliding in there to get that close slash, and now they're really low. Oh, blood gauge has been popped.
Oh wow, that's so
just slamming him from long range for the first game.
Yeah,
they wanted to play with a beach ball, but Nago from the other side, from Narnia, was just swinging that sword out.
Yeah, it's just so insanely strong so far. Yeah, with game one going over, we're now into game two here, and Ia has to just really get that opportunity to really show that aggression that May loves doing here. Doesn't have that kind of cheeky longer range against Nagaryuki, so really has to be careful here and really getting close. But here comes another stooper.
Oh, they were pressing a button.
Oh.
And they go through the wall. That's going to be the first round.
Oh my god. What insane. It's so cinematic too. It's so insanely good.
It is incredible. Good sliding. Oh, punishing the dust.
Look at this! Look at this already. The blood gauge is completely full here. Takes a whole bunch of damage, but it doesn't matter. He's still above 50% HP here. Is now.
Even gets the gold burst. So they have full tension yet again. Just going straight to the super, expecting a button to be pressed. Doesn't get it, and he's going to get punished for it. Oh, didn't end up autocorrecting, so they end up going in the opposite direction from what they wanted. They do still have burst, so let's see. There it is. It does get forced out. Recognizing that they need this round. But Nago with that meter. So what they're going to have to do with it, just stuffs the dolphin using that big slash. And the throw to finish it off, just happy birthday to the ground. Bam.
Oh yeah. That pounce. Man. The pirate pounce.
That's going to be a 2-0.
Yeah, it's now tied up 1-1 here, and it's still insanely close here in this game, and both of them have to be feeling the pressure right now, right? Because this is game two. Whoever loses here falls down into the lower bracket, and ES probably wants to maintain that leadership here. They're
Oh,
jumping
okay.
forward. Yep, and all that damage. Look at that.
That's a good
Gonna
decent.
finish it off, but it's not a kill just yet. Still in this game. That's gonna be some burst used by Ia here, trying to turn it around. As the whale, okay, not gonna get blocked up, but that is the last round, and that's the game going to Hibiscus, the ace fulfilled, the champion slayer.
They take another crown to add to their collection.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a really good round too. I've been
Yeah.
really liking Hibiscus's Nago Ryuki so far. Very, very strong here.
Yeah. Really good patience.
Mm-hmm.
Just waiting for these good opportunities to.
Yes, we're now getting into it. It's going to be Discamos versus Sigwave coming up next. And we saw Sigwave that first round on the May. Insanely aggressive so far. We'll have to see how Discamos survives against this constant aggression.
Oh yeah. Yeah, May is one of those characters where if you're even slightly faltering on your defense, you are going to have a bit of a rough time. But we'll have to see how we'll see how this one plays out.
Yeah, it's funny how I am a peruser of the internet. I am a viewer of the YouTubists. And watching Donkey's video on Guilty Gear is the funniest thing of him just getting into Celestial in the tower of just spamming Totsugeki as May. I mean, obviously he probably didn't. Like, he probably did more than just that, but it's still just very funny. All the clips are just Totsugeki.
It's one of those things where if your opponent doesn't do anything to stop you from doing it, why would you stop doing it?
Yeah. All right, Discamos sporting the pink Potemkin.
It's half on you to be just like spamming it, and half on the other person to be like, well, you let me doing it, so what are we doing here? Oh, opening up with the slide head. Gonna get hit with the big combo.
Yeah, the problem with Potemkin is that you are a very large target, and a lot of the times your frames are a little slower. So when folks are playing this super aggressive game against you, you need to basically play the punish game, and that's basically what Discamos was looking for kind of early on, trying to predict some early aggression, but not able to
trying to get a
whole
Garuda
lot
out
of
there.
it.
One of the best tools in his arsenal is going to be that Garuda, but unable to really even get started with that. The burst kind of stopping anything of that kind from starting. So opening up the round, but trying to get the pop buster, but good start. Here comes the Garuda.
Yeah, real
number
good start
two.
to the round. Oh my god, yeah, do it again. Do it
Yeah,
third
it's
time.
one of-
Let's see. 3.
You know
Let's see
how I was
3.
talking about, hey, if it's a good thing and they don't stop you from doing it, just keep on doing it.
Yeah.
Garuda is definitely one of those buttons that you can just keep on pressing. The big ol' Aegis Reflector coming out in the counter fashion. Burst has been
RSP
popped.
into burst. Yeah, in order to stop the counter. I mean, I feel like there's so many places where Potemkin can get hit that RC is so insanely dangerous here. Good throw. Let's see.
Trying to act out of that one. Yeah, one of the situations where you're kind of expecting a throw to happen, so you try and throw yourself, but then you just get hit, and then all of a sudden counter hit damage and you're done. Opening up with the Mega Fists, getting a little bit of damage, but getting hit in response. Unfortunately, had to use the burst, but they do have them into the corner, not able to get those Garudas set up yet again, as Sigwave has been incredibly good at getting out of these defensive situations and just turning it into offense. Couple RC on both sides. Ends up going in favor of Sig though.
Yeah, it's so, oh my god, look at this juggling here. You'd think you'd be playing in Super Smash Brothers with how much they were getting juggled there. Man, game 2, round 2, this is really looking dire for Discamos here. Has not really been able to find an opening against Sigwave here. Really aggressive on the May here. Yep, there's a good counter, trying to find just a little bit of space to work with, but wow, look at all of this. 5 hits right in a row, and they
Buster
all
right off
hurt.
the bat.
Oh my god, yeah. Half your
Just
HP bar! Oh
Just
my
hold
god.
this.
Yeah.
But yeah. Well, it's back to starting with the Reflector, and look how much damage that does.
Yeah. Once again,
Big
the
ol' wall.
counter game from Potemkin, really, really strong, but you don't get that opening. You know, it's
Ooh,
gonna be really
good
hard.
throw.
Great throw. Can they find the round though?
Ooh.
There's Burst. There's the whale. Ooh.
Gold,
There's
gold
RC.
burst.
Yeah.
Yeah, utilizing both bars to finish that one off. Really nicely done.
I mean, if it's gonna win you the game, it doesn't matter if
Yeah.
you're using all your resources. Once again, the only life point that matters is the last one, and that's all. Then that's exactly what May did right there. You know, if it's the end of the game, use everything you got,
Yeah.
and that's
Absolutely, and calling out that Mega Fist with the Yorker.
it. Yeah,
Just to hit him out of it, and also utilizing the extra meter to follow up from that. So yeah, really nicely done. Sigwave being one of the players to watch for this tournament,
yeah,
and one of the front runners from what we're seeing so far. They'll have to go
Yeah.
up against Hibiscus in the next round, so that's gonna be an interesting one to watch.
yeah. Next up, we have so we have Harrow versus MGDA here, aka the male Senshi. So let's see how that plays out. Certainly going to be an interesting one. Okay, yes. I've been asked to call them Senshi. So we'll see, as this is going to be another good one. Harrow, another. I've been asked to say veteran of the Harrow versus Hibiscus fighting game 2021 fighting game world tour. These two have been practicing together for what feels like a year. I know it's not a year, and it definitely has not. It's only been like a few months, but time is fake, so whatever.
Yeah,
These two
they've also been playing across like a dozen different fighting games.
yeah, including Guilty Gear. How do you pronounce it? Xrd? Zerd? How do
Exxon, Revelator. They've
Yeah.
kind of gone through the list. They've done a whole bunch of
The
them.
Melty
They've
Blood.
gone through the Melty
Marvel's
Bloods.
Captain
They've gone through
3, Street Fighter 5. Like, they've done the
Street
whole.
Fighter, Third Strike, Street
Oh my
Fighter,
God.
all
Oh,
the
yeah, you're
others.
right.
They've
Gosh.
been going through the whole game.
Okay.
Ah,
All right.
Oh,
But
for
with
sure.
that, Senshi versus Harrow here as the Ram Lethal mirror match. Wow.
oh,
Yeah. This is the first. Okay, so this is the first mirror match that we're gonna have off. We're gonna have here. Okay, they're both two different colors. Good. As this is, yeah. So I
preferring the
actually
white.
really like Ram Lethal just because of her design. I think it's really cool. I love the small person, big weapon dichotomy here.
oh.
Her attacks are very long range and pretty meaty, but the problem is she needs to wait for her swords to come back before she can start doing a lot of those attacks again. Sometimes the swords will just teleport back. Other times she has to have those little puff balls with the wings. She has to her Moogles. Her Moogles have to go out and go catch them.
Yeah, already we're seeing a good lead coming out for Senshi. They're just able to get those jump slashes to come out just a little bit sooner in some of these exchanges. Good corner pressure, just keeping them stuck in there. And that is
Yeah.
going to be a little bit too much to deal with for the time being. We'll have to see how
that
Harrow
Harrow
responds to that,
game-
because a lot of this has been about those jump slash contests, and they've just been all going in favor of Senshi so far.
Yeah, it's
into
still
the corner.
really
The Wrecker coming out. Continued pressure, forcing out the burst. Oh, the hive.
Since she's really started to turn this around against Harrow here, really doing such a good job at the start here.
Wow.
Man, yeah, wow. Harrow really not getting a chance to really do anything here as they, oh my god, it's cute every time. God, it's adorable every time. Every single time it's
Yeah.
adorable. So we're now getting into
Oh,
game
good opening.
versus Ram, and that's a real good opening from Harrow here. Really trying to find some stable ground to stand on here because Senshi has not given them a room to breathe.
Yeah. Oh, ended up getting hit by the explosion in a bit of an unfortunate burst, and they are in the wall. They are going to lose it in most of their life. After what seemed like a good start, just one little mishap. And that's kind of how it feels a lot of the time against Ram Lethal. If you kind of have one little misstep, all of a sudden you're in the wall, you're in the corner, you've just been exploded multiple times over. and all of a sudden, it is just pain.
Yeah,
And
it's,
now, yeah, we're starting to see this again. Just set up straight through the wall. Senshi
Yeah.
just not allowing Hara room to breathe.
yeah, it's just so tough too, because the second
Wow,
the
good
second arrow
conversion.
is up against the wall, it just seems like it's lights out. And wow, another perfect here is that's gonna be Senshi taking the match. That was a really quick game 1 and game 2 there.
Yeah. It's
Jeez.
yeah, it's just one of those situations where Senshi was just quicker to the punch every time they were both sending out slashes at rather similar times, but Senshi was always quicker to the punch, always getting that counter hit, and they were able to just continue, just like take that one hit and then just extrapolate that into so much damage, so much pressure, just send them in through the wall, getting and just resetting all over, resetting that situation all over. And yeah, that was just a bit of a rough one to watch, unfortunately for her.
Yeah, it's now we have Sea Dog versus Femboy fighting Bloop in Discord.
That's a good energy to come into this with.
Yeah. We got some good energy coming into this one here. You know, it's weird that Femboy fighting is fighting a Femboy here. Like, come on, take a look. Let's talk about Angie for a moment.
Mhm.
Those titties are on full display. How dare you? walk into this fighting game with your titties on full display like that. How dare you? You should be ashamed.
He has no shame. Don't you worry. Wait,
Ooh,
do we actually
might-
have an
yeah,
Angie
are we
mirror
going to
match?
have we're not going to have an Angie mirror match. We have a spiritual Angie mirror match, honestly. But yeah, we're going to with
Wait, who do we
Femboy-
have?
Femboy fighting usually plays the Kai or the Mei here, so
All
we're getting some more Kai or some more Mei action here in this tournament. Always happy to see more Kai players. It's really funny. I saw. I think one of the funniest things I've seen about Kai was a video I saw on Twitter of just like, this is how Kai players play, and it's just Kai standing there like in a training mode or something, and then he shoots out his projectile, and then he just runs, and then it's just
yeah.
this is
Just running infinitely.
yeah.
Just run for the throw. Yeah, a lot of them just they just run at you.
Run.
They just run at you. Just run you down to the ends of the earth.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
Yeah, it's really funny. So I mean, I love watching Kai play. It very like all the characters in this game are so flashy, but I love Kai with like the back kick flip or whatever. I'm not exactly sure
flip
how
kick.
to. Yeah,
Oh,
the kick
that
flip.
flip kick frustrates me
Oh,
so much when I'm versing
it's
it.
so
My
cool.
God.
God, it's so incredibly cool.
I'm always deceived by its range because it
Mm-hmm.
hits so high. Like I'm just like, all right, I'll jump over this. Well, why am I still getting hit by?
Yeah,
I'm
it's
in the
so-
corner. Let me out.
Yeah, it's so cool. I love it. It honestly, Kai has a lot of cool flashy moves, but that one's my favorite. So we are going to get the Kai. Oh my God, look at these levels: 7,000 versus
Bless you,
739.
people.
Wow,
Alrighty.
Jiminy
This is-
Jelliker's Batman.
This is gonna be a good one. We saw Sea Dog just absolutely go on a tear when their offense is on. It is really good, but we'll have to see how their defense goes up against this guy who is already started incredibly well, forcing out the burst pretty early. Doesn't end up getting that spot dodge to work out. Switching, good throw. Now they're going to start their mix-up. Does end up acting out of it. Femboy fighting able to get started. Good.
So good.
Oh, the air throw. Oh, it just throws them out of the counter super. Was expecting something big, Sea Dog, but ended up just getting thrown for it. There is the spot dodge.
Yeah, that's Femboy fighting doing a real good job in this first round here in game 1, and Sea Dog
Oh.
really putting on the pressure
Right
here.
to the
There's
wall.
the RC gonna smash. That's gonna smash them through the wall, and now we're looking for
Oh,
more here.
doesn't get the
Comes
throw.
in. Yeah, doesn't get the throw. That's pretty big. There's the projectile coming across. Yeah, that's right in. Gonna use the burst to bash them away. Ooh, the spin's no good. Good RC to get some room here. But still, Femboy fighting still really gonna have a tough time here. Doing a great job of
throwing
surviving
him.
just a little bit longer. There's the
Oh,
RC.
I see. Yeah.
No.
Nah.
Oh,
Right to the wall they
this
go.
round is so
They're
close.
Oh.
Who would I had
Oh,
no
yeah, that weird
idea.
because of the like immediate RC out of that, it looked like Kai was getting hit. So I was like, hang on, wait, what's going on there?
It was so incredibly close. And Femboy opens. Look at that opening string right off the bat. Double kickflip. Look at that. That's a Tony Hawk Pro Skater right there. I'm fairly certain that's about
Right.
5 more points.
Oh.
That's pretty.
Pseudo getting their offense started. Does manage to get over the good DP just to stop that. And now they are able to keep their aggression. Keeping stuck in the corner. Oh, big kick. Good
Yeah,
spot
this-
dodge into the throw. And now they can get started. They had to be careful because Femboy does. Oh, good. Does. He's going to get the follow-up attack. Does get the burst out of it. Would have wanted some more damage out of it, but able to get at least the burst. And now they can get started with this damage. Oh, punching out of it. Nicely done.
Yeah, that chip damage really doing work towards the end there for Femboy Fighting here, as once again Sea-Dog can't do this this over aggression that they were able to get away with
Oh,
before.
split dodging straight through that DP, and now they can get some good damage. Put him into the wall. And get a lot of damage. Gonna get that positive bonus. Get all of that meter. Good DP, able to keep them into the corner.
Femboy
Keep this pressure
having to
going.
play-
Forcing out the YRC. Oh, gets out of the grab, but the DP is going to force him back into a neutral state.
Yeah,
Oh, there it is.
It's really been tough
Just
for
slamming
Femboy
him.
here. Yeah, it's been real tough for Femboy here to really find some defensive footing, but it's constantly in that corner, really just having a bad time. It's not really where Kai wants to be. Kai wants to be a little bit closer to the center in order to get some space with those projectiles. But man,
Ooh.
look at this already off the bat, throwing his opponent directly back into the corner. It's like, hey, you want to put me in the corner? Let's see how you use like it. There's the burst, trying to get through these defensives here. Not
Oh,
really getting
wow. The air dust coming out of Sea-Dog just to stall them out long enough to dodge the DP coming out of Femboy Fighting. Really nicely done.
First
Now
account
they-
with the
they
RC
get
here. Good
started.
throw, good chunk of combos. Gonna use the RC. Still can't get there. Good throw though. Gonna throw a little bit of back momentum into his favor
Oh.
here. Up against the wall. Kai having a bad time, but these low hits are so insanely good. The RC is great too. They're both so insanely
throw.
low. In anyone's game at this
Oh,
point.
the deep-
Look, it's so close. Hold. Hold. There's the projectile. He's dancing around
spinning
it.
through it.
Look at him go.
He's just spinning. He's spinning.
Oh, he's spinning.
He's spinning. He's spinning. Stabbed. Oh.
I'm spinning.
Unfortunate, but that was so close. Sea-Dog doing incredibly well.
God. Was that game
But that
one?
is- That was game 2. That is
Oh,
going
that
to
was
be a
game-
2-0
oh my
going
God,
over to
I was-
Femboy Fighting.
So laser focused on that game, and it was so back and forth that I lost track of what game we were in. Holy moly, was that good?
That was really good. Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think now we shall drop into the losers bracket to see how some of those and finish off some of those matches and get that progress a little bit. Do we have Cooler?
First matchup will be Cooler versus Zadareth to see if Cooler is here. If we do have another no-show from them, then we will have to move on with Zadareth progressing on through the lower bracket. All right, so that
Ooh.
means our first round of the lower bracket is going to be Harrow versus Kiwi here. So we have Harrow up again. I believe this might be a rematch from our first Blazing 236 tournament. I believe Harrow participated in that against Kiwi. Kiwi.
I think it might have been the
We
second
don't
one.
have a rematch then there. So
They may have been the second one.
yeah, it might be. Regardless, we still have a rematch between these two. These folks have participated in the past in this Blazing 236 tournament.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see what changes. I mean, Harrow, I don't believe was playing Ram Lethal until fairly recently.
I'm pretty sure they've been playing Ram like from the very start.
Really? Okay, I could have sworn
Yeah.
they were playing something different, and that Ram Lethal was something recent. But regardless, Harrow once again, very seasoned fighting game. I think what's really funny about, and I don't personally watch them play fighting games anymore, and that's just because they play with open mic. They're in Discord with open mic, and they're just there all you
hear
hear,
the buttons. You hear the buttons.
like, I'm sure you're doing great. You're doing great, honey, and that's exactly what you need to be doing. But God, I can't listen to this anymore.
You hear the buttons. You hear. You can feel the DP through the mic. You can
Yeah.
hear it all.
Yeah.
You can hear the reversal, the wake up reversal super. You can hear it.
yeah.
You can hear it coming. Just from the buttons.
It's like a horror movie. You can't see them, but you can hear them. This
But
summer,
alright. Ram Lethal going up against
comes
Faust.
to your weekly.
Alright.
All right, Ram Lethal versus the Faust.
Alright, so
Yeah.
similar to when Kiwi had to go up against Nago, Hera on Ram Lethal will have a lot of the ranges to contest what Faust wants to be doing, but unfortunate burst, the sword was still stuck into the wall. Counter hit one from the thrust and the goal swing. He's going to get a lot of damage.
Yeah, it's really when you're playing against Ram, it seems like you just don't want to be up against the wall at all.
Oh, no.
The fact that you can the fact that you can instantly get her swords back and continue the pressure is insane.
good 6p.
But that's going to be a really good start to this round.
Yeah, good 6-speed to pick them up out of the air. So that is going to be the first round going over to Harrow. And I think one of the storylines we mentioned last time was that Harrow had played against another friend who plays Faust an awful lot
Yeah.
in Naruto, but the conversation then was Kiwi plays a very different style of Faust, but it does seem like Harrow has definitely picked up on the different styles and is adapted quite well to what Kiwi is trying to bring to the table. 6P to just stuff out the thrust, and they're able to keep them back into the wall. They're just going to explode them.
Yeah.
First was there, but against Ram Lethal, trying to get a burst off it's very tough. If you're in the corner, burst is like you might as well not have it for a lot of the time.
Yeah, it has to be your best friend, the burst, right? Something
Good
said in the
throw.
chat earlier was Ram Lethal just staples you to the wall, and that's
Absolutely.
probably what her big swords are, just a staple gun.
Absolutely. Oh, good counter hit. Big amble coming down. Good pressure coming down out of the air. Utilizing the old Sriracha bottle. Going to force out the burst pretty early. So nicely done there from Harrow, but does block the thrust, so not going to get caught out by that one. Force him back into the corner. Oh, does end up acting out of that. End up kind of popping out of that, unfortunately, so they're not going to be able to get any kind of wall break.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see because
Oh,
now
counter hit. Bouncing along.
yeah, it's insanely close right now. Kiwi
Oh,
can
6p.
still clutch this out. The HP on both these are so incredibly low. Ram Lethal
That was
is going to
close.
be able to get this round one here. Ram is
Good
just so
6p.
insanely strong. Kiwi has to double jump in these corners in order to get any amount of space in order to start throwing projectiles. But Harrow just is ready for it every single time. You can't be
Good.
as aggressive. You have to get as much space between you and the Ram as possible and not put yourself against the wall. But man, look at these attacks just flinging Faust closer and closer to the wall here.
Yeah. Able to stick around towards the middle of the stage for the time being, but yeah, just inching back with those big slash attacks, just forcing them back more and more. Good. What attempt to get out of there, and good damage. And that is going to actually be the round going over to Kiwi. Really nicely done. Good
Yeah.
navigating of all of those different hitboxes coming out. Oh, for the
Tying
Ram
up this
Lethal.
game real well. It's going to be important for Kiwi to just get a little bit more momentum in this game here. I feel like Kiwi has been playing up against so many aggressive characters, which are kind of like the antithesis of the zoning character here. And once they're up against the wall with nowhere left to go, that's where Ram shines. And yeah, look at this. Kiwi has barely gotten any damage onto Harrow here. Look at this. Still above half HP. And Kiwi maybe gotten a little bit of momentum back. There's the Scarecrows, but Harrow's
here
ready
comes the
to punish.
Wreckers.
Look at that. There's the RC as well. Can they get more stapled to the wall?
Nicely
the explosions are good. Slash.
From the middle of the screen, able
Yeah.
to get that conversion. Really nicely done.
This meant
from
something,
Harrow to finish
but I
that one
don't know
off.
what. So I'll keep going.
And that's going to be the 2-0.
Yeah, wow, insanely strong here, and it knocks our first champion out of the tournament here. So real well done by Harrow here, and we are now moving on to our next one: Sea Dog versus Zadareth.
This is going to be an interesting one.
Yeah, Sea Dog on
Another
that,
matchup of Anji versus Kai.
yeah, another Anji versus Kai, and so Sea Dog has been playing against these pretty very aggressively whenever they get a chance to just kind of just go turn that control stick to the right or to the left. You know, they are going immediately for it here. So, you know, Zadareth is definitely going to have to really watch out for that real aggression here and try to punish it as much as you can. Remember, like, over aggression does mean that you do leave the door open to being punished.
Absolutely, and also with that aggression, you have to also like be very wary of all of these mix-ups that Archie is going to be thrown towards you, because we have seen that Sea Dog will mix you up and will absolutely send you through the wall without any remorse. I have to see how Zadareth is going to be able to temper a lot of this aggression and turn it on its head, really. See how it starts out. Oh, yeah. Immediately starting out with the aerial counter. Just forcing Zadareth into the corner, and yeah, look at this damage just right into the wall. Even going to use the red RC to just get that little bit of extra, because they will be getting a lot of that meter back thanks to the positive bonus. Oh, forcing out the burst very early.
Yeah,
And that is going to be the throw coming out of the little spot dodge.
Yeah, hats off to Zadareth, really trying to turn this around as best they can here. Real good job so far. Oh my god. The spinning to dodge projectiles is so cool. And it's really good against Kai too, to stuff their approach. Like we said and we were joking about earlier, that's how Kai approaches. He throws out the projectiles and wants to go through, but look at this. Sea Dog wasting no time here, looking for those openings. There's the RC to try to find a good cancel here, but it's going to get bursted out. Kai, okay, there's the burst as well. Once again, spin to win, or say spin to, I don't know. I guess spin to win still works here as the RC, the burst in response, but the counter up air to take round one goes over to Sea Dog here.
Yeah, really nicely done. Just punishing a lot of the options that Zadareth is trying to send out, like that kick, just going straight into the throw as well. And once they get started with all their Fujin mix-up shenanigans, it's very tough to deal with it. Or does store themselves in the air using the jump dust, going straight up into the skies. Oh, even comes down with a button to catch out Zadareth. More dust catching them.
They don't have it. Okay, they are going to use the burst here. That's a real good use to get rid of that burst out of Zadareth here, to allow Sea Dog to really continue this ultra aggression that they've been doing on the Anji here. Good throw to reset, and that's the last bit of damage that they needed.
One thing that's been very powerful to Sea Dog is just getting in there for those throws, and does end up taking that one. So nicely done from Zadareth, catching onto some of the plays that sort of has been going for. The overhead is going to catch them out, and that's going to be a lot of damage.
Yeah, look at this. So much damage here. Zadareth hasn't really found an opening that similar to what Femboy Fighting was doing earlier on the Kai, but now Sea Dog, a good RC continuing the combo here. The RC going to slow them down. That low hit, that mix-up, that's going to be really good. And claiming Anji, the Sea Dog, the win this time.
Yeah, really nicely done there from Sea Dog, showing that even though they've been knocked into the lower bracket, they are still going to be a strong contender and not to be trifled with. Yeah. They are going to be knocking out people left, right, and center in this lower bracket.
Yeah, which means our next matchup here is Descamos versus Panda Playa. I mean, this is the Yugi versus Joey moment. This is the Naruto versus Sasuke. This is the Bakugo versus Deku. This is the two best friends up against each other. Sure to play each other one more time after all this time. Ino versus Potemkin. Definitely looking to be a very good. Y'all can't see because we're in the house right now. Panda Play just going over, bowing to their opponent before going up to the TVs.
To the station, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, they're ready to go. Just do it. It's almost like a little bit of a curtsy, just because it's just like crouching down.
Yeah. It is very nice. All right, let's see what we got here. Potemkin versus Ino, sure to be a good matchup. I'm excited to see more Ino. I haven't seen a whole lot of folks who play Ino, so having Panda Player here, definitely awesome because Ino, conceptually, is my favorite character in all of Guilty Gear.
When she's allowed to play her game and be on offense, she's incredibly fun to watch. She's got so much mix-up potential. They're just very stylish combo strings that can be very hard to deal with. But on defense, she can definitely struggle. And also, Potemkin can just kind of blow her up if is even the slightest bit out of position, or just doesn't really respect the space that Potemkin is trying to hold. So it's very much about. One thing I've learned over time is that most Potemkin matchups are less about the characters themselves, but the players. It comes down to player tendencies and do you respect that person enough to get into those positions to where Potemkin can just hit you with some of those big moves.
Yeah, and really, Panda Play having a tough time with those big moves here. Going to use the burst. I don't know why I couldn't. For some reason, I was thinking beat, but that's the combo name. Man, yeah, both half HP, pretty evenly matched between these two so far. Ino getting a good counter here. Gonna throw in the Roman cancel, try to extend this combo just a little bit longer. Can they get the wall break? Not gonna happen this time. Still real low. Finally gonna get that wall break. Potemkin on the back foot here, taken incredibly low. Can they find the last bit of damage? They're not gonna be able to do so. Ooh, Heavenly Potemkin! Oh, Buster! Ooh.
Just landing it. Just expect just out of Ino's super. Because that's the thing about Ino's super. Between the two hits, she is vulnerable. Discamos recognizes that, just punishes them to the fullest extent of the law.
Yeah, oh my god, that should be illegal. That should be illegal what just happened. Hello, police?
Oh, Garuda.
I would like to report a murder. Oh my god, so incredibly cool so far. But right now, not wasting any time here. There's that big Reflector Aegis coming across. Giving so much space to Potemkin. What a great command grab as well. Look at that. So insanely good. Panda Play taking incredibly low here. Going to use that head slam to try to get that last bit of damage. Can't find it, but there it is. Slash. Round one. Potemkin.
Potemkin is fun to watch.
Jesus.
Well, I say that. I was just recently in a crew battle where Potemkin just beat half my team, so... Even though Potemkin is still... When they get to do their thing, it is just incredible. Just good. It's just a good time. Oh, trying to get the grab, but does get punished out of it. Has to use the burst. Big Mega Fizz. Going to force out the burst out of Panda Player. But flicking it away. Nicely done. Yeah, as we can see, like Panda, once they're able to get started, they look really good. But yeah, Potemkin, very durable, can take a lot of punishment. And Pop Buster, that's gonna do it.
Yeah. God, it's every time. The punish game on Potemkin is so insanely cool. So watching this huge boy just get these really great punishes is insanely good here. Can we? Okay, so here we go. Panda Player getting in. Yeah, not actually getting in the hyper aggression that Ino needs to. we're starting to see that Pandaplay, when they're on the back foot here, really kind of struggles to get back into the groove of things. But once
nice,
things are
good
going in their
start.
favor, look at this. Once the tempo is in their favor here, yeah, Potemkin. looks-
Garuda.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Gonna get 3 hits here.
Have
There's the
Vader.
RC. Can they get more? They're not.
Oh, no,
close
throwing
to
it to
the
the
wall
corner.
break, but what a good throw in response. That's Potemkin getting game 2 and progressing on through the lower bracket.
Yeah, it was just a little bit of a drop towards the end there from Panda. They were so close. They had the run of the play, but unfortunately, just they were a little bit too close and just getting thrown into the corner. Just a few too many times there, but really nicely done from Discamus. It's fun to watch them do their thing. Potemkin is always a bit of a hype man. Let's see how they go moving on. Yeah, we can finish out the loser bracket for the time being. At least get to losers round 4, I believe. All right, we'll do the next 2 loser matches. So that next match is going to be Haro versus Sea Dog.
Yeah, it's gonna be
RNG versus Ram Lethal, which from what I've heard from some other RNG players, well, some RNG players actually quite like the matchup because of Ram's like big meaty buttons being quite telegraphed. RNG can spot dodge through them and then get a punish out of it. But Ram also has a lot of other really fast moves like punches and kicks that they can utilize to just get around a lot of the kind of mind games that a lot of RNG players want to try and play with. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. It definitely comes down to player tendencies.
Yeah, I wonder how. I mean, I haven't seen it personally because I haven't seen a whole lot of Anjis. So, trying to see how Ram Lethal's sword interacts with the little spin there. We'll see how that happens. But Haro versus Sea Doggy Dog gonna be just a very good matchup here. I'm very excited to see how this plays out here. Haro
Yeah,
is
there
here,
are.
so
I know there are a few pretty good RNGs here in Australia. There's a few of them that kind of wander around,
yeah,
lamenting the fact that they're
wander
RNG mains.
around.
At least until
the Australian Anjis, a bit of a cryptids, those folks.
yeah, kind of. Oh, massive start coming out from Sea Dog.
Yeah.
Just look at this damage, just off of the stray hit, just going straight through the wall, and that's half health.
Yeah, and this is how Sea Dog has been playing this whole game, really not giving.
There it is,
any
right there.
Yeah, there's that spin to dodge just that little bit of damage here. These mix-ups are very good. Haro getting a little bit of room to work with here, but
Recuperate.
No, just
Fanning
a
the
butterfly and a little
flame.
bit of a slap.
yeah, gonna get in there. Guess that's a really good round 1 there to start things off. You know, Ram Lethal having to get that over-aggression in order to force you into the wall here. You know, once again, I think the story of Sea Dog playing here is really not giving anyone a chance to really do the things that they need to on this Anji here. Look at how much damage she's just putting out on these as well. These throws are insanely good too. Man,
And also, like, a lot of the tools that Haro has been wanting to use, they can definitely be punished by those little spot dodges coming out of RNG. But right now, being very patient, trying to find a good opportunity. Haro really turning things around, but just one overextension, and that's going to be it.
yeah, that's game 1 going over to Anji, going over to Sea Dog here. Really doing a great job through this lower bracket. Really good here.
Again, we saw that in round 1, game 1, but the burst comes out immediately. Understanding they do not want that to happen again.
Sometimes getting caught, sometimes just pressing buttons here. Haro, okay, yep, there's the RC. Probably going to get the wall break as
Oh,
well.
tries to go for the reset, and it looks like they might be able to just get a little bit more right into the wall, and that is actually going to be the round. Just that, there is that flat damage of the wall break it's not to be underestimated.
Yeah, it's definitely
Good
really
punch
good. And, you know, Haro, the Ram Lethal, definitely having a little bit of being on the back foot here. Usually not. This is kind of reverse of what you want to be seeing here. Like we keep saying, Ram Lethal very good at stapling folks to the wall. And so now you see Sea-Dog just pouring through here. Arrow's now real low. Has to use the swords at range. Real good from the explosions here, but can't really do anything else without those swords next to her.
Yeah.
This is why she wants to be stapled to the wall here. And Anji's just like, yeah, you can throw those abilities at me. I'll just counter you and capitalize on your gone swords while you're not there anymore, as that is going to be the match going over to Sea-Dog.
Yeah, it was a bit of a heavy commitment towards the end there from Haru. Just kind of going a little bit, pretty much all in. Is like, all right, these swords I'm throwing at you, I see the connection. I have to go in. I have to just staple this pressure. I have to get this pressure to stick. And it didn't, and therefore they were just stuck in the situation where we saw at the end there, they just didn't have their swords, and all of a sudden, Ram is just a much weaker character without his swords, unfortunately. And yeah, Sea-Dog was able to punish that.
All right, so Metaclion is not here. There is a no-show, so we're going to move Descamos up to the next losers round 4. So that's going to bring us back up into the upper bracket with Hibiscus versus Sigwave. And now we've been waiting for this matchup for a whole while now.
And I believe at this point it's going to be best of 5.
Yep. So now we are into the best of 5s here. So a little bit more time to work with here in order to learn your opponent and be able to turn it around if it goes that way. So Hibiscus versus Sigwave here, sure to be a very good match this year. God. I always love seeing the little characters run around inside the lobby. It's very funny.
Yeah, it's good.
I love it. It's a really nice addition to the game.
It's flavor.
Yeah. Real good.
Yeah, dropkicking people is also a fun little pastime.
Yeah. That is a thing you can do. I forgot. God. Can you like punch and kick people, but outside of that, like, can you just like punch? So much? Like, what's
well,
up?
you just swing whatever weapon it is that you have at people.
Oh, okay. God, Hibiscus has a skateboard.
Hibiscus has a skateboard, yeah.
God, that's wonderful. All right.
And the tennis racket.
Yep. Skateboard versus tennis racket. Samurai versus Sky Pirate. Anchor versus Sword. Let's get this first semifinal match underway.
Oh, we get to watch the intro.
Excuse me. Upper bracket round 3. We're not technically semifinals yet. It just feels
just
like
so
it.
pretty.
Yeah. Look at this guy.
I'm on a roll today.
Now, as once again, Hibiscus definitely been pretty studied on May, so definitely is going to be really wise to a lot of the tricks here. So let's see how Hibiscus plays against Sigwave, who's been doing very, very well so far. Once again, starting off with these kind of
Good
lower
defense.
attacks here. Yep. Trying to real match, find those good counter hits here with that big beefy counterattack. There's the burst already. This is the over aggression of Sigwave right here.
Yeah, good late hit coming out of Sigwave. Punish any potential button coming out of the corner. Not able to finish them up fully, but a good command throw is going to finish this one off.
Yeah, knock him through the wall. That's going to be round 1 going over to Sigwave here. Real good job from Sigwave so far. As now,
good opening.
Hibiscus wastes no time opening up with these big, meaty attacks. Going to use that counter to try to get more. There's going to be the burst in order to shove May up, and now they're in the corner against that dolphin charge. Going to have a real hard time. There's the burst, give them a little bit of space, but going to get countered right away. Real good job by Hibiscus so far. Man.
Good 2H. Try to catch them pressing the button coming down, but ends up getting punished for it. Now they're in the corner. Command throw again! And that's going to end the second round very much the exact same way as the first round ended.
Yeah.
You see, we're getting in there with that command throw, just catching Hibiscus off guard with that one.
Yeah, and that's round 1. So luckily there's a whole lot of more breathing room for whoever is loses these first 2 rounds here. You have a little bit more breathing room to kind of turn it around here. If you lose round 1, you're not in the danger zone just yet. So especially with this best of 5 here, so this does give some time for Hibiscus to turn around and doing a great job so far. Great Roman cancel to try to turn this around.
Good
It's
hit.
a great counter. The dash forward not able to follow up on that. Here's the big Orca. The big whale going to give a whole lot of damage on Hibiscus here. Taken incredibly low. Can they finish off the combo or get those chip damage? It's real close. Hibiscus really can't find the counter. There it finally is.
Oh, 2H. Can they finish
Yeah.
the? Oh, this is good connection.
Oh, yeah. Are we going to
Yeah,
get
that's
it?
gonna do it. That's the
There
round.
we go.
There is no doubt that that's going to do it. Good confirm off the counter hit into the slash, into the super.
Let's see.
Good throw.
Okay. Good throw to
Ooh,
start
went for the
off.
command throw, but that is going to be a gold burst. So now Sigwave has full set of meter to really apply the pressure.
Yeah, it's really it's gonna be really tough for Hibiscus here. That full meter can smell trouble. That's gonna be the Roman cancel here. Gonna
Ooh.
use up half the meter
That was-
here. There's a second to extend the combo here, but it's gonna drop. Hibiscus looking for
Oh,
more.
they're
There's
just-
oh,
they're
just
just gonna spend
supering
it.
again. Let's go. Okay.
Yeah,
right
you have
into
it.
the
Might as well
air.
spend it.
Yeah.
You don't get a little bit too far away for that to get. Oh wow! Jumping in with some good buttons.
Yeah, this
Thrown
is
into
a
the
real
corner.
good turnaround from Hibiscus here. Might actually be able to turn this around. Good counter hit.
Oh.
Dashes forward. Burst is going to knock him back away.
Ah.
Oh, so incredibly close. But that's going to be this round going over to Sigwave, and now we're into round 3 of game 2.
Good counter hit from the 2S. Oh, good throw coming out of all of that. Just keeping them stuck in the corner.
Yeah, this Hibiscus still, once again, trying to take a whole lot of aggression here, looking for those right counter moments to happen.
Again.
There it is. Oh my god. Does it every time. I mean, it's so
Really nice
cool,
to go.
right? It's so cool.
It works out.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, there
cold
comes
out.
Mr. Whale. Oh, the anchor as well. Such a good turnaround here after Hibiscus really was trying to get that last one there. But that's round 2. We still have more to go. Where this game is not shut and closed just yet. This is a best of 5 now, so we have some more time for Hibiscus to try to turn this around. Let's see if they can turn this into a Silver Scrapes moment.
Okay. Please no silver.
please no Silver Scrapes. Luckily, there's no pauses between games, so luckily there's no pauses between rounds, so we don't have to have a moment with like a break screen and Silver Scrapes. So RC comes in here, Sigwave having a tough time this round 1, game 3. Oh man, already
Burst
so
does
much-
get you.
Yep.
Trying to punch out of it, but Mesa just going straight under those. A lot of blood meter coming out here for the Nago.
Yeah, he has
Does
to
get
be
hit with
very
some
careful.
counter
He
hit damage.
could actually
Ooh,
lose
just
here.
pulling him out with this one.
Ooh,
Yep,
did he
that's
catch
gonna
a
do it.
Jesse Bunnings? Oh, God.
Oh, so
pressing
close.
buttons. Oh no. Okay, the blood meter
No.
is going down here. Here comes Mr. Whale.
Oh.
Roman cancel, but a great counter hit here from Hibiscus
This
is going
trade.
to save.
Good trade.
Man, such a
Just
great,
patience.
yeah, just so much patience here. Really, that's how you have to play this here. Hibiscus taking a decent chunk of damage here. Sigwave.
Using those Beyblades, good kind of hit utilizing the slash, but does end up accidentally crossing up. I don't think that's confirming. And that's going to be the blood gauge, unfortunately activated. They're just getting drained of all of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just even up those health bars a little bit.
Yeah. Sigwave just waiting patiently on the end there is like, yeah, you can use all your HP.
Ooh,
I
good.
don't quite mind there. Because now Hibiscus in.
Oh, no. That's unfortunate burst there. And the counter hit is going to be round. Last chance here for Hibiscus. If they end up dropping this one, that is going to be the 3-0. Oh, good start coming out for Sigwave. And as I say, that gets hit with a big 2H coming out.
Yeah, Sigwave really doing a good job of just staying as far away
Ooh,
from
command grab.
Nagaryuki as possible during that blood meter. But now that's a great turnaround here. Gonna knock them through the wall. it's really Hibiscus just having
Wow.
a rough time of it. That's a good RC.
Yeah, that's
Damage
gonna
up
do
against
it.
the wall, and yeah, slash.
Everyone together?
That is round 3 going over, and game 3 both going over to Sigwave here. That's going to have them progress on to the semifinals here, and that does going to have Hibiscus fall into the lower bracket. As now we're going to have Femboy fighting versus Senshi here.
I mean, a good matchup.
Yeah,
They've all
Kai
been good
versus
matchups, I'll have to say.
Yeah. Kai versus Ram Lethal is sure to be good.
Yeah, it's a good matchup between those two. It's reasonably even. They both have tools at similar ranges.
Mm.
Yeah, they both want to play around that mid range, but once they do manage to get an advantage, they can just absolutely dictate the pace of the game. We've seen what a Ram Lethal can do once they've essentially imposed their will on their opponent. All of a sudden, it's just sad times in the corner.
Yeah, now we're just waiting to get stuff underway. I mean, we've had some fantastic matchups so far, and so many folks of very differing skill levels as well. Like it's always great to see folks come out and participate in tournaments, regardless of how practiced they might be, and try to duke it out. And a lot of these times we haven't exactly had a billion one-sided matchups, right? Like we've still had some good even matchups between folks who might not be level 1,000, right? But still doing a real great work for themselves.
Yeah.
We have both folks in the lobby, so we should be getting underway in just a moment.
Alrighty, Femboy fighting. Going
Yeah.
up against Senshi.
Ooh, do we have a character change here?
It looks like it.
Yeah, Senshi
Oh, it's actually
might be,
Maeva.
yeah, Senshi
Maeve
breaking
versus
out the
Ino.
Ino here.
And actually,
Up
Femboy
against-
fighting
yeah.
moving over to the Mei.
Yeah, we have 2 character swaps here, so it's Ino versus Mei here. So this is definitely really cool. I mean, I like
Definitely
the
different
Ino
from what
swap.
we were expecting. Definitely a little bit different from Kai versus.
Yeah, Kai versus Anji for sure.
To see how this one plays out, because both of these characters can be incredibly powerful. Oh, good throw out of the stroke. And now they are stuck in the corner, but they are able to work themselves out of it.
Yeah, now let's see
Stroke.
if,
Oh, good counter hit.
Oh.
The burst has to get used.
of course she has
Good.
a microphone with the spike ball
Classic
at the end of
Dolphin.
it.
Again,
Good.
good timing of the burst from both players. And it's incredibly close, but now that they're without burst, they can be as aggressive as they want with all of their combo pressure.
Yeah, that RC very good here. As Senshi really trying to find that
Oh,
last bit of
command
aggression
grab.
that they need. Boy fighting really doing a great job here. Okay, good jumping block.
Good defense. Oh, gets out of there.
Yeah, it's a real good use of that time during the RC to really get away from Mei. There's the RC though to try to knock them through the wall here. They're
Oh.
up. Yeah, that's gonna be a great.
Oh,
overpress.
good
It's so
air throw.
insanely close. But at the end of it, that's going to be that last bit of damage caught up by Femboy fighting. Round 1, game 1 goes over to Femboy fighting.
Wow, and that was only round 1. That was... I felt like I played a whole game in just that
Yeah.
one round.
We're entirely
Yeah.
different people at the end of that round.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's been great... Like, we talked about these two characters and how powerful their offense is, but the defense of both of these players has been incredibly good.
Yeah, so now that's a real great turnaround
Oh,
from Mei
did
here.
try to get that note to go track upwards, but it's just a little bit too far to actually catch them out. Strikes right underneath it. Dolphin comes in to stuff that one out, and now they're able to just keep this pressure going. Oh, tries to get the air throw, but doesn't end up getting it that time.
Really close
Dolphins.
so far. Yeah, that's a great RC. Wall break as well. That's a slash, or not a wall break, rather. Just have them up against the wall. It's going to grab them.
Yeah.
Game 1 in this best of 5.
Yeah, Dolphins on deck.
Dolphins on deck.
I mean, it can be tough to deal with. We may have a character switch. I have to see what happens with this one.
Yep. It looks like Senshi might want to swap back to the Kai here. Let's see what they're looking for.
Or the Ram.
rather, yeah. They do have a. I think the Senshi was the person. Yeah, they locked. They said when asked what characters do you play, they answered 5 of them.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, but it is going to be a swap ban.
it is going to
Swap
be back to the Ram.
lethal here. So yeah, another really aggressive pick here. Once again, has to staple you to that wall if you really want to get the most out of these attacks here. So let's see how.
But
this
he's able to
plays
keep, potentially keep Mei a little bit further out of reach. Ooh, gets hit with the big charge. Charged strike and then the Dolphin, but ooh. I was talking about how Ram Lethal definitely has the range, but you cannot disrespect the range that that anchor has, because
Yeah,
it will clean you up.
Yeah, it has
Stuck
such
into
a
the wall.
weird combo here. Yeah, but this is where Ram Lethal is good. Stapled to the wall, stuck to it. Gonna put a
Oh,
pin in
good
that.
escape.
Ooh, yeah. Real good job escaping the wall here. Is now they're tied up here. RC comes through, trying to find some more combos here, but they're all blocked by Femboy Fighting. Knock into the air. That's real
Yeah.
good. The
Good
RC
RC.
for just the last bit of damage. Real good round 1.
Yeah, really nicely done. Just really good punishing of that third Rekka attempt from Senshi. Just recognizing that, yeah, there's a lot of time in between that second and third one. You can you can squeeze the Dolphin in there pretty easily. Well, doesn't even go for the second Rekka and ends up getting punished for it. And that's a lot of damage. Just a little bit more good counter hit coming out from Senshi.
Yeah, look at that! Look at that damage
Good
that
throw.
Rim was able to do there. Throws them in puts them into the direction of the wall here. So now, yep, got them back up against the wall. Good
Oh,
counter
unfortunately,
hit
I
here.
accidentally crossed them up, but the 3-hit Rekka is going to be enough to finish off that round. So definitely coming back fighting with this one. Not
Yeah,
able to get the full combat out of that hit.
Femboy Fighting really having a rough time
Oh,
of it. And
good
just,
counter.
ooh, never mind. Senshi
Yeah,
seems to be the
this-
one having a rough time. That's a real good RC into a wall break here. That's a whole lot of damage from Femboy Fighting here. Real
Good
close.
air
Good
throw.
throw. Great air throw. Less bit of damage might come through chip damage. There's the counter attack. Not going to be able to land. There's the RC still blocked.
Oh,
Oh.
it was a good throw attack, but wasn't
Yeah.
enough.
Ready,
Just
set,
ends up
Ryza wins!
just getting tapped out.
Yeah, it's going to be round 2 going over
Ooh.
to Femboy Fighting here is now they're into this round 3. Remember, we're in a best of 5 here, so there's still some time for Senshi to turn this around. You know, they're definitely
Ooh, getting hit by the
not
command
on
grab.
the back foot,
That's-
but not out of the match just yet.
Ooh, this is definitely one of those May rounds, unfortunately,
Yeah.
for potentially. Well, maybe they're going to be able to get something started here.
Yeah, sadly,
that's
that
going to be a
RC
slide coming out of that. Just not enough pressure, and Femboy Fighting definitely saw the holes in that offense and just slid right out of it into the winning of that round. So this is match point here coming in for Femboy Fighting. Essentially has to get something started, or else they're going to be draining biscuits down in that lower bracket.
Yeah, I mean it's really good that what Femboy Fighting just really doing a great job.
Wow,
Such
that's
a
gonna
great
do it.
flow, really wanting to end this game 3 real quick, not wanting to give Senshi any way back into this tournament, or just back into this game rather, as that is such a good, easy 3-0. I mean, I want to say easy, but Femboy just did such a good job that whole match. Insanely well done.
Yeah, that was a really good. Their May is definitely something to be feared, and it looks like they have multiple characters to fear now. So this is going to be interesting once we get to this next round, whether or not they want to keep on going on with that May, or
Yeah.
if they're going to switch back to their Kai once they hit
Yeah, I
Okay,
mean, it'll
the
be
winners
interesting to see.
bracket
They are up against Sigwave next, so it could be a May mirror match.
that's what I'm wondering. Is like if they
yeah.
stick with the May, we will have a May mirror. But if they go
Yeah.
back to the Kai, it will.
But it looks like so
Yeah, I think we could do this as round 4.
Yeah, so it looks like we're gonna move into the lower bracket here. Hibiscus versus Sea Dog. So Sea Dog had been to climb their way through this last lower bracket round 3. Hibiscus is now the newest addition to this lower bracket here. Sea Dog has been doing a relatively good
Really good job, just like carrying
Yeah.
through the lower bracket. Yeah,
yeah.
they
the
got dropped
Anji so
down
far
by-
has been very good.
Yeah. Yeah, and the only one who has been able to kind of handle their pressure was Fanboy Fighting, who was the one who ended up knocking them down into the lower bracket. But we'll have to see if anyone else is going to be able to deal with it. Hibiscus does have a bunch of characters at their disposal if they feel like the Nago might not be what's needed to deal with Anji. They do have a Mei. They do have a bunch of others that might be more suited. But we'll have to see what they're feeling at the time.
Yeah, because another one, Hibiscus is another one of the players who's just like, what characters do you play? List out
Yes.
5 of them, and we're just like, please have mercy.
It's just like it breaks the cell of the.
Yeah,
It just keeps them going.
yeah, it just keeps going. Man. Yeah, let's see if they're running back the Nago here. Yeah,
It
it
is
looks
gonna
like
be the
they're going to
Nago,
be
yeah.
playing the Nago versus the Anji here. Not a whole lot of projectiles for Anji to be dancing around here, so let's see how this plays out.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Duel 1.
the slower attacks of Nago can definitely be predicted in a way. We'll have to see it. Much like those 2S's, they can be kind of dealt with utilizing that spot dodge, and even that Beyblade. You see it
Yeah.
right there. Good pressure coming out of Sea Dog, just forcing him into the corners. Is not able to, well, not letting Hibiscus breathe. This could be the round. Ooh, doesn't end up finishing that one off. Just hits it with the air out of from the air, out of a bit of a whiff DP. But we'll have to see. How
That
Hibiscus
last
kind
attack
of
coming out just
responds
a
to this?
little too soon there is once again, it seems like Sea Dog plays a relatively defensive game on round 1, and then the second that round 2 happens, it's just like, okay, I know what my limits are. I'm going to immediately start off the aggression. This
Ooh.
is exactly going through here. Doesn't use the burst, so it's going to be taken incredibly low, smack to the ground with just a little bit
Ooh,
of
he even gets a gold
left.
burst out of it.
Yeah, it gets a burst, so now let's see if they're able to turn it
Ah.
around. Yeah.
Unfortunate, just gets slapped out of it. Just and that is going to be game 1 going over to Sea Dog. Just yeah, as we've been seeing so far, just Sea Dog able to just apply so much pressure with his RG and then just apply the mix-up game that is very tough to deal with.
Yeah. Wow, look at this. Playing so
There it-
well
oh, just
against
completely
Hibiscus here.
negated.
Great throw to break through the blocks here. Gonna get that wall break as well. And now look at this aggression that Anji is able to put out here. The great counter hit. There's the burst to try to turn this around. But
Overhead.
it's in Anji's favor again.
Yeah, a lot of Naga's moves definitely on the slower side of things. So we're seeing how many of them Sea Dog has been able to just completely negate as he sends Hibiscus through the wall yet again. Oh, just get clipped by that last combo of the slash. Ooh, just calling out that yet again. Now able to just keep these combos going. Sends us through the wall yet again.
Yeah, it is another wall. I feel like that's the story of what we keep saying from Sea Dog here. Wall break, wall break, wall break, wall break. You know, it's gonna be really tough. It's
Yeah,
gonna be
that's
really
gonna
tough
be
to
chip
match this
damage.
aggression here. As game 2 is taken by Sea Dog, or we're going into game 3 already.
Duel 1.
Running it right back. Wow.
And
Just
win right off the bat. Good throw to counter the block. Already.
Ooh,
That's just
2H.
3 hits. Yeah, good counter hit here, trying to get a little bit more tempo back in his control here from Hibiscus. There's the counter attack, and already a decent combo. There's the counter again.
Oh,
Still
just
trying to- yeah. These throws are
Just the
insanely
throw,
good
go
and
for it
come out
again.
the second that Sea-Dog even slightly smells the fact that he's going to block here, but
Ooh.
that in response to the golden burst, here comes the super.
Oh,
Oh, so
Interesting.
much damage onto the Anji here, but still not
Funny
going to
enough-
take the round just yet.
yeah, funnily enough, Andre has some of the most guts in the game, so the lower his health goes, he just becomes an absolute tank. So even though it didn't seem like much, that was actually a decent amount of damage to go on to the Andre, as Hibiscus does end up taking that round. Gets the command throw. Oh, even a gold burst coming out from Sea-Dog, so they can utilize this to really put a landing on this. Oh, that's a good reversal super coming out. That's gonna land.
Yeah, it's a punish as well, so really, really good. Gonna get that little bit of extra damage here. 19 hits. These supers coming out from Hibiscus have been very good at catching folks who are pressing buttons, but Sea-Dog still on the offensive here, getting that in. Good low hits to try to start off a combo here. Not gonna be able to do it. Hibiscus still playing a little bit more defensive as these counter hits coming out are just read like a book. Sea-Dog just continues the aggression here. A good throw will end this round and take us to round 3, game 3.
Yeah, unfortunately the overhead missed, but Hibiscus wasn't ready for it to miss, so the throw ended up coming in with Sea-Dog. Pretty free, to be quite honest. Oh, calling out the 6P.
Yeah.
Just gonna send him right to the wall. Even blocks the burst. Just gonna send him right through.
Yeah, once again, still, look at this HP bar on Sea-Dog. He's like, I was about to say he's really close to getting another perfect. But yeah, Hibiscus, once again, still not wasting any time. Doing a whole bunch of damage here, trying to turn this around. There's the RC.
That's
front
gonna
here.
do
That's
it.
a good fan. Knock him into the air. Doesn't have the burst, and that's what's going to find game 3, round 3, and the match moving them on more into the lower bracket finals.
Yeah, really nicely done there from Sea-Dog. Yeah, just the aggression, and it just feels like Nago just doesn't necessarily have the tools to essentially jump on RNG while they're going for that spot dodge. And a lot of the tools that Nago traditionally use, they're very hard to use against RNG because that spot dodge can come in and just nullify a lot of that, unfortunately. And we saw that time and time again. Hibiscus trying to just throw out one of these buttons to try and get a punish started, but yeah, it's just, I feel like a bit of a rough matchup. But Sea-Dog definitely played it incredibly well, so really nicely done. And now on to the next match is going to be Senji going up against Descamos.
Yeah,
have
I will
a
say that I
round
did
two.
mess up the a little bit. Sea-Dog is not moving on to the losers final. Is progressing
losers semis.
progressing further towards it, should I say? As now,
Good
Descamos
save.
versus Senshi is now coming through as we got the Potemkin.
Losers round
Potemkin
6 is
versus
losers
Ram
final.
Lethal here.
Alright, so
All right, as we have now Descamos looking for that opening, getting those wall slams, trying to get a little bit of chip damage here, but once again, Potemkin doesn't really have a whole lot of projectiles, has a very good counter game, but you need to be real close, and now Potemkin
Ooh.
basically has to put themselves in a bad spot against the Ram in order to really be able to start capitalizing on these kind of short ranges here before Ram. But like, look at how Senshi's playing this, getting them stapled to the wall there. Okay, gonna throw out the Aegis Reflector here.
just catching
Good
him out of that.
grab. What a grab. Real good job. Gonna try to get him for more. There's
Good
the
down hit.
super in response. That is so good.
yeah. This can be a little bit of a rough one for Potemkin for the reasons that you mentioned. Just like Potemkins are usually okay to just like stick into the corner, just work on the defense and just wait for these opportunities. But yeah, Ram Lethal pressure can be somewhat overwhelming. The slide head's not really working out, as Senshi is definitely taken to the skies
Yeah.
a little bit more to try and
Plus
make
it-
sure that Descamos just can't really utilize that slide head as a Yeah, that's just a pretty free wall break right there. Is
Yeah.
Ram Lethal is what to do. Does manage to get a nice power fist. The good pressure coming out from Senshi, just forcing the Scammers back into the corner and making sure that they are completely unable to act out of it. Even using another. Oh wow! Just blasting straight on through that. Senshi doesn't have any of their swords. Blockbuster tried to come out, but doesn't end up getting it, and ends up getting thrown for it instead. And that is going to be the first game.
Yeah. Game 1 goes over to Ram Lethal, goes over to excuse me, I have already forgotten.
Senshi?
Yeah, that's gonna be Senshi, excuse me. I'm usually a lot better at remembering names. This is the one hiccup I've had, so please excuse. Please have mercy. So now,
Alright, good
now
start.
already having a better,
Garuda.
more of an aggressive game coming up
little
from
bit too far
Amos
out.
here. Not tied up
A
on
little
the
bit too far
HP
away
bars.
to get the pop-ups to follow up on the Garuda, but I do appreciate the effort was there. Oh, flicking out of that, really nicely done, but he's getting punished, trying to. Oh, I think this will hit.
Oh, the
Alright.
RC trying to get behind it, but ooh, good block though, real good. The
Oh,
counter
the
hit comes
heavy
across.
burst.
Almost tries to burst, but still taking a whole lot of damage.
good
That
lineup.
exploding sword, still insanely good. I did want to mention really
It's-
quickly that like a lot of these tall hits from Ram Lethal's swords are definitely pretty good, but you know it's not like a Mei. It's not like you're playing Mei where they could have a low sliding attack that could dodge around it, right? You're playing against Potemkin, who just has to press the back button. They just have to press backward and just wait for the stuff to happen. They don't really have the moves to just dodge around these higher attacks here. So Ram has a much safer time being able to definitely land a whole lot of chip damage onto Potemkin and staple him to the corner.
And that is just going to be the Potemkin being thrown straight through that wall. I do appreciate the use of the flick to try and negate some of this pressure. Oh, super does come out, but ends up not getting too much out of it. The wall's back into the corner.
Getting a good
Doesn't
hit
have
here.
the swords right now.
Yeah, this is definitely the time to capitalize, but man,
Oh,
really
the
not
burst
getting
comes
the
out.
spacing that they're looking for.
Oh,
Descamos.
the RC and the sword throw into the RC just to allow them to act out of that. Really nicely done. That's going to be game 2, going over to Senshi. We're starting to see Descamos almost figure out a lot of this offense and finding some headways in some of these rounds, but it's just not enough, and they're not able to string enough of it together to get a full round out of it, unfortunately.
Yeah, having
Or
this
try to act out of it and just getting blown up for it. That's kind of what happens against Ram Lethal. You try and do anything, and if you mistime it or you miscalculate, all of a sudden you're through the wall.
yeah,
Oh,
good RC to try to find some more open space here, but
Again.
that's exactly what they need here. Perfect. Male Senshi is going to grab this first round in game 3. Let's see if Descamos is able to turn this around.
yeah, these guys have been getting caught out by the rack of follow-ups pretty consistently. They've been trying to act down in there and getting punished for a good charge coming through, and that is going to. The swords have been retrieved, so that little bit of an opportunity. Oh, jumps out from the throw attempt coming out of Descamo, so they're able to just keep on applying pressure again through the wall, getting that positive bonus. They already had an abundance of meter. They don't necessarily need more of it, and again, right.
Yeah,
They don't
not-
end up getting it. They are just going
Not
to use that just
wasting
for
any
some-
time. Yeah, trying to get over these swords and out of the corner. Really not a good time as Ram Lethal, the male Senshi, is going to grab those third game here, 3-0, and move and progress more through the lower bracket.
Really nicely done there. I really like some of the options that Descamus was using, like the flick to kind of return some of the pressure of the swords being in the wall, because that definitely, it's like the big thing about the Ram Lethal pressure is, hey, this sword is exploding, you have to hold back, or you're just gonna cop it. So being able to turn that kind of pressure and force it back onto Ram Lethal is something that not many characters can actually do. Unfortunately, it wasn't able to get it consistently enough, and wasn't able to capitalize on that enough to really turn that one around. It is a bit of a rough matchup because, as I was saying, like Potemkin, okay to play more on the defensive side and then wait for their opportunities, but Ram Lethal, their opportunities are rather specific, and if you miscalculate, you are going to be in a world of hurt, and that's kind of what we saw there, unfortunately.
Yeah, as now we're going to get into our leave. Yeah, we have Sigwave versus Femboy fighting here, and we are now back in our upper bracket. Now we're ready to get underway. I think this is a really, really good matchup here. These folks haven't faced each other just yet, but both of them have been having a good time through this upper bracket here. Sigwave doing a real good job, getting a bunch of 2-0s all the way through, and Femboy fighting, getting a bunch of 2-0s all the way through as well. It should be a fairly even matchup, and it might even come down to a May mirror match sometimes.
Femboy is going to be going with the Kai for starters, so we're not going to get that mirror match
Yeah.
as yet. I don't blame them for that. We'll see how this one plays out in this winners bracket final between these two absolute bracket demons. Coming in with those low kicks just to try and just find an opening.
Yeah,
And that is essentially how both of these characters play. It's all about kind of poking with these longer range moves and then just like stringing that hit into something much bigger. Oh, doesn't end up getting the follow up from that.
Look at this so far. It's so insanely good from Femboy fighting right off the bat here. I did want to point out really quickly that earlier on in this round, we saw Femboy fighting immediately dash backward the second he saw just an iota of Dolphin. He's just like, no, I'm not involving myself with this. Go away.
Oh, good
As that
trade.
Last bit of trade damage is going to be able to give round one over the Femboy fighting here.
Really nicely done. Yeah, really kind of stuffing a lot of the pressure. Oh, good 6p, and now Sigwave might be able to get something started. No, they're not. Femboy fighting does manage to get out of there. Does end up using the. Wow, that is.
Yeah,
That turned on its head pretty quickly, and that's most of the Mayor's health just gone in an instant.
Yeah,
Good
that's a
pressure coming
total
up.
of 1,000 Tony Hawk Pro Skater points from that double kickflip there for Femboy fighting. So even if you lose this, you do have 1,000 Tony Hawk Pro Skater points, just so you know.
You can
Sigwave
redeem them in the.
for a free soft drink at Stobies and a basket of Dunkers.
Sure. What? All right.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's
Sigwave, maybe able to finish this one off. They're able to. Oh, the burst does come out, and it doesn't connect. So that is going to be evening this thing up. But Femboy fighting without the burst.
yeah.
Sigwave almost got theirs back. See how much. We'll see how much that is going to come into it. Oh, good charge dust. See how much they're able to get out of this before the burst comes through. But the burst doesn't come through, so they get a good amount of damage. Good throw tech. All counter damage. Have to burst out of that one.
That definitely would have smelled defeat if they were able to get in there. Good chunk of damage. That's
That's
a
gonna
good
do it.
counter hit. The second hit of that combo is going to be able to get game one over to Femboy fighting as they win this round 3.
This has been a great matchup. Just this poking approach is very meticulous approaches coming out from both of these players as they're trying to just get that first counter hit and then, or even any kind of hit, straight hit, just turn that into much more. As we're seeing Sigwave get started with some of the pressure, utilizing some of those dolphins. Not an abundance of dolphins. Oh, you see right there, Femboy able to get the 2S to get something started. Good YRC, but the burst is going to come through. But DP able to get them right back into a neutral state. Good aerial combat. With the throw. Oh, baits out the DP, but doesn't have the punish.
Yeah, they're getting really close here as Femboy fighting forced into the corner, gets out, and is now back in the driver's seat. Real good low combo here to try to find it. Overhead trying to get a little bit more
Yeah,
here.
that's gonna
There's
do
the
it.
RC trying to close it out, and they will. That's round 1 going over to Sig this time around.
Yeah, it looked like they were trying to bait out the burst at the end there, but Femboy just understanding, alright, you got me on this one, I'll hold it on for the next round.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes you really have to be disciplined about getting L's in fighting games because you're going to be dished out a whole lot of them. So you really got to be able to maintain that mental and continue. Yeah. Can also confirm. As we're now moving into this round 2 here. Boy fighting, maintaining composure. Good burst here. Ooh, here comes the whale. Oh! Yeah, not going to land this time. The Orca not really going to do
much
a
of a
whole
punish
lot.
out of it either.
Yeah, I mean that's got to be good for Sigwave, right? Uses a whole lot of meter, but doesn't get too punished for a good counter move. Great.
That's the command grab. And that's gonna do it, I think.
It's real close.
It's a little bit too slow.
Yeah, tries to go for the reset, but not going to be able to do it this time. It's so
That
close.
should do it.
There's a good RC. There's a great slash. As round 2 is picked up by Femboy Fight.
So close. I'm not sure if the full charge was needed from Sigwave on that wall break to actually get the kill, but that may be something that will come back to haunt them in this, as Femboy Fighting has gotten off to a great start. They have the burst. They also have the meter to keep this going. Look at this pressure. Oh, even gets the full charge. All right, now they are stuck in the corner. They do have burst now, so they do have a little bit of a lifeline. Oh, getting caught by a stray hit.
Yeah, here comes
Good
Mr.
counter
Whale. That's, oh my gosh, look at that damage. So much coming out from May here, but still up against the wall. Has that magic pixel. There's the burst.
Ooh,
Kai
just sends
only
it
needs
straight
some
to
chip
him.
damage here, and boom, right into that huge projectile to close out this game. Game 2 goes over to Femboy Fighting.
Yeah. Going back to that previous round where Sig may have had enough to finish it off, but ended up dropping it. That may come back to haunt them just a little bit, but can't dwell on that for too much longer as we're getting into this game 3. Oh, there's that flip kick from long range. It has such an incredible range. Very deceptive range that definitely catches out a lot of people. Just the run-up throw, the Kai classic.
What a real great start to this round for Femboy Fighting, but Sigwave trying to give them a little bit more of a run for their money here. Good Totsugeki getting in here. There's the RC.
Good effort.
Great air throw. Oh, and a throw in response.
One
Is
good
this
throw
just a
deserves
throw?
another.
Man, real good RC there to try to get some
Good cross up.
space here. Ooh, can they find the last bit of chip damage? These guards have been so insanely good. Kai,
Oh.
can they get the last bit of
that's
damage?
gonna
There's
do
the
it.
RC. There we go. There we go.
So
Round 1 goes to
close.
Femboy Fighting.
Femboy Fighting's defense has been immaculate for in a lot of these late round scramble situations. Good throw just to keep Sig honest. Oh, gets in there, does force out the burst very early in this round.
Yeah, and sometimes when you're in these kind of losing situations, sometimes using that burst early in order to give yourself some space, in order to get yourself back into the game, is really, really important. So, and look at how fast it's charging up to. They're gonna definitely have a second one pretty soon. And they're back. Sigwave is back on the offensive here now, taking Femboy Fighting to below half and has to use the burst here. But this is the turnaround from Femboy Fighting
into
here.
the
That's
corner.
a real great throw. They're in the corner. There's the projectile.
Oh, good
across.
throw out of the
Good throw in
dust.
response. Ooh, he's still really, really close.
That's gonna do it. The
Great
throw.
throw, though. Yeah. Round 2 goes over to Femboy Fighting, and that's game 3. Femboy Fighting continues on through the upper bracket, and Sigwave is going to fall down into the lower bracket here.
Yeah, that was actually the winners bracket final. So Femboy Fighting is going to be awaiting in the grand final for whoever kind of crawls their way out of the lower bracket.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of great players out there, and I have to see who ends up getting it, because next up it's going to be Senshi versus Sea Dog,
And
both of those have done a lot of fighting in this
Yeah.
lower bracket.
yeah, both of these have been
Well, Senshi
Yeah.
kind of dropped down relatively recently.
Yeah.
Thanks to Femboy Fighting, but Sea Dog has been in here in this lower bracket
Yeah.
for a while. They've been clawing their way through.
yeah. Let's see how we're able to progress through. We do have Sea Dog here. Sea Dog is raring to go. Sea Dog has somewhere to be. They're just like, speed it up. I have to get, all these games have to be 2-0s, and I gotta keep going. Come on, let's go. I have to be somewhere. 5 o'clock. I got strict dinner plans. As now,
They've got their halberd.
yeah. Now let's see. I mean, we're still pretty close here. Still waiting for. Yep, Senshi is here. So let's see. Both these folks have been doing fairly well for themselves so far, and let's see how they play out. Sea-Dog has been just ramming through this lower bracket here. Is up
And now
against
they're up against the
here.
Ram, so
Yeah.
Funny how that works out, huh? We'll see how this one plays out.
You know, I didn't say that on purpose, but now seeing that there's a Ram Lethal on screen, I'm going to say that I definitely said that on purpose.
Alright.
It's all
We
calculated.
Absolutely. We did see Sea-Dog take out Ram previously in the lower bracket, taking out Harrow, so we'll see how they end up dealing with a bit of a different style of Senshi. Able to get in there, gets that throw and trying to get the mix-up started, but the burst is going to already set it back to neutral. But now that the burst is out, they are free to just keep this pressure going on, and that should do it. That's going to be the round.
Yeah.
See,
I was going to say
his damage.
of the two Rams, technically speaking, Senshi is the better one in quotes because they were able to beat Harrow. But you know, up against the same matchup, Sea-Dog is wasting no time. Look at this damage, nearly getting another perfect. That Ram was able to finally get some space here. There's the RC. Yeah, this combo is just insanely good. There's the burst to come out, throwing them up against the wall. But now they're down one sword, and they're also down another round as game one goes over to Sea-Dog.
Yeah, one thing that I'm noticing about a Sea-Dog that they do incredibly well is just like poke out of defensive situations incredibly well. They just like they manage to like look. They find these little opportunities to just like do those little 2Ps just to kind of stuff any kind of aggressive action, and then they turn that into their own offense. We saw it against Hibiscus, we saw it against Harrow, we saw it against pretty much everyone that did first.
Yeah.
The one who's been able to really stuff that has been Fanboy Fighting so far.
Yep.
Oh, we've got to switch to Amelia.
Okay, interesting.
Oh, I'm interested. We'll see how this one plays out.
Yeah. Let's see how they do this here. Senshi versus Sea-Dog here. Now on the Milia, this is a real tough, a real interesting matchup for sure. And you know, a lot of folks for the longest time were just saying Milia was just very, very bad. So we're seeing two characters that are basically proving themselves in the tournament here. As a battle between the quote unquote low tiers now is, you know, Sea-Dog once again wasting no aggression is gonna throw out the super here. So much damage, gonna get the wall break as well. We're into the coffee shop. Let's see if they're able to turn it around. Great throw.
All right, now we get to see. I was about to say, we get to see some of the Milia mix-up pressure, and then all of a sudden, Sea-Dog just jumps out of it and then just kind of slaps Senshi about. Unfortunately, as they're just gonna keep this pressure up, just send him straight through the wall. Milia, one of the squishiest characters in the entire game, the only one that's squishier. Well, yeah, the only one that's squishier is going to be the Chip, and that is just going to be it. That is just an incredibly quick round. Quick game.
Yeah, we do have. Let's get this fight visible for all y'all to see here. Awesome. All right. Cool. We are now getting into to round two there. Sorry for a little bit of the hiccup. Yeah, we are now into game 3 here. Is now Milia is on the defense once again. You know, Sea-Dog wasting no time, putting the pressure immediately onto Senshi here. Yeah, getting a good job turning it around. Gonna force out the burst here. The spin is gonna dodge just a little bit of damage here. Great opening. Good projectile. This is really, really good from Senshi here. This switch up here. Doing a good job. These spins, however, securing Anji's approach here. Great RC into more combos here. Taken incredibly low. Has to use the burst. Can they turn it around? There's still so much health to work with, and that's a no. That's Sea-Dog continuing their win here as now they're going into round 2.
Yeah, just Senshi has been unable to get their Milia pressure to really stick so far. Sea-Dog able to just kind of navigate it incredibly well. And then, as we've been seeing, just once they're on the offense, it's just overwhelming pressures. So trying to get things started, the DP coming out from the RNG, and now it's into the mix-up pressure, but the good throw coming out of it does end up getting the gold burst out of it, so they have all the resources that they can work with. Gold burst in return, so there's a lot of tension on both sides. But it's not going to really matter all that much, as the big old umbrella is just going to just get stuffed right in Sentry's face, and that is going to finish it off.
Yeah, that is Sea-Dog grabbing that 3-0 over Senshi here and progressing them on to fight Sigwave in the what seems to be the losers finals here, or the lower finals here.
It is going to be the lower final. It's going to be between Sea-Dog and Sigwave, so they've been working their way through. Sea-Dog definitely having to go the tough route of going into the lower bracket pretty early on and fighting almost twice the amount of games.
Yeah,
but they're definitely doing a pretty good job of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's another May matchup for Sea-Dog here as we get Sigwave in here, but Sigwave has been playing very, very well, and you know, you really can't be. I don't think Sea-Dog is going to be able to do the same hyper aggression that they've been able to do against a whole bunch of other folks here. So let's see how this plays out. We are in the lobby. We're about to get this show on the road. Sea-Dog. Yep. It's sure to be an interesting one. May versus Anji once again. Kind of a repeat for Sea-Dog with the I think they fought Femboy Fighting for a bit. Oh no, they haven't. They haven't played a May at all. So let's see how this plays out.
Yeah. No, another matchup where just can't hit immediately into the burst, but good throw to start things up, forcing out the burst immediately. They've been calling out a lot of aerial options from most of the players here incredibly well, utilizing that big DP coming out of Anji. But now they're just keeping applying this pressure, gets the throw out of it.
Yep.
And just sends him into the wall. Nicely done.
Yeah, there's the wall break. Sigwave definitely on the back foot here as Sea-Dog definitely looking for that redemption route, trying to put themselves into the grand finals, as now we're still getting much closer to that here as there's the RC coming across, but Sigwave really can't find a decent opening as both of them try to throw each other at the same time, but that's going to be round one going over to Sea-Dog here.
The good old classic throw whiff into a throw.
Yeah.
It works every time until it doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. We saw towards the end of that round that Sigwave was starting to put some pressure together to see how good little spot dodge, but Sigwave does manage to get a gold burst out of it, so we'll have to see what kind of pressure they're able to utilize with it, or if they utilize it just to kind of find a hole in this offense, or at least poke a hole in it, because so far Sea-Dog has just been applying so much pressure. YRC might be what's needed on the cards, as we do see one right there, but a gold burst coming out of Sea-Dog is going to allow them to just keep on applying this pressure, but a burst is going to be forced out.
Yeah, look at this so far. There's the RC. There's a real big RC
good
trying to turn it around, but man, that's the slash. That's round two. That's game one going over to Sea-Dog here.
Yeah, good jump out of the throw. We've been seeing that Sigwave has been wanting to utilize the throw and even the command throw quite a bit to in a lot of their pressure setups. So good recognition there from Sea-Dog to jump out from it and get the punish on it. So really nicely done there. Oh, a bit of an empty burst there. So that is going to be punished into through the wall.
Yeah, this is once again Sea-Dog doing so much to really force out that burst early and then immediately turn the switch in order to go even more aggressive afterwards, as now they're picking up round one of game two.
Oh, good punish on whatever button it was that Sea-Dog was trying to press, but yeah, here we go. Anji's in control, and that means Sigwave has to just play the guessing game, and unfortunately kind of gets wrong a few times in a row, and now they're at like a fraction of health. Yeah, that's a reasonable trade there for Sea-Dog. They're happy to trade at this stage to see what they're able to get out of this pressure. Doesn't end up landing with that second Dolphin. YRC is going to be popped.
Ooh, that's a huge RC there, trying to use it a second time. Still a magic pixel left on Sigwave, but that's the last bit of damage that Sea-Dog needed in order to close out this game, as we're now getting into game three, round one.
Just the range of some of those moves was maybe a little bit deceptive, and kind of got caught out from that. Yeah, gold burst immediately. Ooh. I'm waiting for people to catch on to the fact that you can just throw RNG out of those.
This is so. This is once again. This is CDawg doing that aggression over and over, really not giving any space to their opponent to really do anything here. And this is so hard for folks to really find that opening that they need in order to turn this around. But man, it just feels like CDawg went to the library and checked out every book, and it was the title of every book was every player in this tournament.
Yeah, really nicely done. Good throw. Just have to see how we go with that one.
Yeah, so yeah, CDawg really back in the driver's seat here with that match, with the game advantage and the round advantage. Now Sigwave really having to try to find an opening here, but CDawg really not giving him anything to work with.
Oh, went for the throw, but ended up going right underneath him. Crossing up. Oh, does end up getting the burst, an empty burst out of CDawg. We'll see if Sigwave is going to be able to get too much more out of this. But if Dolphin goes straight into the spin, but he ends up getting punished for it. And thrown out of it. Does end up forcing the burst up to see if they're able to get anything out of it. But they're just going to get slapped out of any kind of pressure. And again, CDawg is able to just slap their way to victory.
CDawg taking a 3-0. CDawg and winning 2-0 or 3-0. Name me a more iconic duo. I'll wait. You know, they're probably. I mean, we're getting a rematch of upper bracket round 2 here in these grand finals, with Femboy Fighting up against CDawg here.
Yeah, well, and coming in from the lower bracket, CDawg is going to have to do a lot of work if they want to end up taking the win here, because they have to win 2 series if they want to take this, whereas Femboy Fighting, they just have to do the one. Just one best of 3 and they're good to go. Yeah,
so Femboy Fighting has a little bit more wiggle room to work with here in terms of you know, number of games. You know, CDawg has to win 2 best of 3s. Femboy Fighting only has to win 1. And the last time these two saw, Femboy Fighting definitely did win that one.
It was close on both sides. Like, a lot of those rounds did come down to some very tentative situations. We'll see how, well, I would say that CDawg is definitely well warmed up at this stage. They've done 2 series in a row just on the trot, and they are ready to... They are ready and raring to go. They have been at this set for quite a while at this stage. Femboy Fighting come back in, and yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Going into this grand final, Femboy Fighting on the Kai, going up against CDawg on the RNG. Chikauji said the most represented, but they're definitely being well represented here in this tournament right here. Ooh, a burst ends up getting punished by the projectile here, coming out of Femboy Fighting, punishing some of those longer with those longer ranges. CDawg not able to really leverage the spot dodge all that well. Good air throw coming out from Femboy Fighting, really making it tough for CDawg to get started with any of their aggression. Forcing him into the corner, doesn't get the connection, gets a good throw. How much more can they get? Oh, even able to get the heavy projectile. Just a little bit more is going to do it. Yeah, doesn't end up getting any connection with the DP, so they are going to end up dropping that first round. CDawg, Femboy Fighting, looking incredibly powerful. Just call them out just by running up and just air throwing them. Nicely done.
Yeah, I mean, this is when CDawg really has to turn up the fighting here. Femboy Fighting really does not give them any sort of breathing room, and is wise to a lot of their tricks here. Really is not giving them a whole lot of time.
Ooh, call him out right the lightning.
Yeah, coming out. Here it comes. Look at that. There's a whole chunk of damage going to throw
into the wall.
Back into there. Yeah, that's the burst in order to get them away. The spin to win, trying to get back into that. There's the burst to punish. Can they get that last bit of damage? I don't think they have the tension to get the RC, but it doesn't matter. That's going to be the slash, and that's going to be game 1 going to Femboy Fighting.
Yeah, really nicely done there. Punching a lot of RNG's options. With guys just slightly longer range. And the spacing has been incredibly good, but now we're getting to see Sea-Dog try and get something started, but good defense coming out of Fun Fighting, getting out of that. And now they're forced back into it yet again. Good. So you see how much more they can get out of that. Back into the corner, but good. Able to get out of there. And with no burst for quite a while here for Sea-Dog, they have to hold a lot of this damage.
Yeah, look at how much damage Sea-Dog is able to put out here. But Femboy Fighting really not giving them a chance to really do that aggression again. There's that heavy projectile. There's the RC. Can they get the wall break? Yeah, there's that last bit of damage. Slash round 1, game
Double
2,
vapor
going over to
thrust.
Femboy Fighting again.
Yeah, really nicely done there. Yeah, just timing it really nicely as soon as that spot dodge. Well, doesn't end up getting it there, but they have been trying to time it with the end of that spot dodge to get the punish onto Sea-Dog. But when it doesn't work, when it's slightly mistimed, we've seen what happens. And so far, it's been looking pretty good. I find he's doing a good job of kind of nullifying. There it is, the throw right out of that spot dodge.
Yeah, there's the RC to try to counter, but good blocks right off the bat here. There's the
Good
throw.
throw.
Counter all the blocks here, but Femboy Fighting really low. And this is Sea-Dog claiming round 2 of game 2 here. Game 3? Game 2?
Game
Where are we
2?
at? Game 2?
Game 2.
Game 2. God. There's so many games with Sea-Dog that I've forgotten which game and which round we're in. Where are we?
Good punching out of that.
Yeah, this is
Good
doing real
defense.
good for Sea-Dog here. Yeah, once again,
Oh,
Femboy
just
Fighting,
DPing out of that.
yeah, getting really good with this kind of patient game here and kind of finding out when Sea-Dog looks for these throws as well, because a lot of folks have just been blocking against Sea-Dog and not really reading the throws, but Femboy Fighting has been just doing such a good job of that to use that as their opening.
There
to
it is.
Really go
Good
on the
throw.
offensive. But that's the last throw that Sea-Dog needed in order to win the round. So we are now 1-1 tied up between these two folks.
Duel 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna mention. It's like we've had like XOs all throughout this
Yeah.
tournament, so to have a 1-1 is like, oh, well, this is a change of pace.
Yeah.
Really nicely done here from Sea-Dog.
Great throw from
Femboy
Femboy Fighting here. Getting a decent chunk for the way here, but the defense is from Sea-Dog here. Are real great, going to get in there after the spin to win. The Roman cancel is good. Let's see if they can find a little bit more. Great throw. They're able to find just a little bit of a longer string here.
Oh, that's
As
good.
they're knocked against the wall. They're crashed through it as that last bit of damage is now round 1 of game 3 goes over to Sea-Dog.
Good spot dodge. Does force out the burst immediately. Good throw right out of it. Gonna keep them right in the corner. See how much more they can get out of it. And whether or not Sea-Dog can get themselves out of this pressure, they don't have burst just yet, so they have to hold a lot of this. The burst does come out. Trying to bait out the burst here from Femboy Fighting, but doesn't end up getting it, unfortunately. And now they are the ones who are just going to be copping a lot of pressure. Good wake up DP. Gold burst is going to come out of Sea-Dog, so now they can just start this pressure all over again. Oh, it does end up dropping the combo, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's going to
much
be a
more they can
great
get out of it.
RC as well. Definitely turning it around for Femboy Fighting here. Real low. Look at that chip damage as well.
wow, dude.
Dog doesn't really have a whole lot of room to work
Oh,
with here. But a
good.
real good jumping
Projectile.
projectile here is going to be able to get round 2 over to Femboy Fighting here. As we're now into round 3 of game 3. It's really close between these two. That real good low combo there is going to give a little bit of a really bit of early tempo for Femboy Fighting.
Good pressure coming out of him. Good out of Sea-Dog.
Yeah.
And yeah, if Femboy Fighting doesn't have their burst back yet, so they have to hold all that. Oh, just tags him low. Does bait out the burst. How much more can they get out of this? They end up doing a bit of a backdash, but ends up working out just fine.
Now they're up against the wall,
See?
trying to play defensive here. Good punish, trying to come through. There's the RC. There's the second one, still trying to look for
good
a
burst.
hole in Femboy Fighting's defenses here. Good spin's gonna keep them off just a little bit. There's the RC, gonna give them just a
Good
few
throw.
more frames to look through. Great throw. They're up against the wall. There's the heavy projectile coming across. The chip damage is still good, but
Whoa!
both of these
Oh,
folks have such
the spot
low
dodge to
HP. Oh, it's now 2-1 in favor of Sea-Dog. Match point for Sea-Dog right here, but he still has to go through another set of. Excuse me, they
Well, it's
still
like-
have to go through a whole nother best of 5 in order to win the whole thing. So let's see how Femboy Fighting
It's
is gonna try to
reset.
choose around.
Reset point. Good overhead. He's going to force out the burst pretty early here from Femboy Fighting. A good punish now. And again, forcing out that burst. Understanding if you're getting hit with that counter hit, you definitely do not want to allow them to keep that going. Good throw.
Yeah, good throw from
Forcing
Femboy
him back
Fighting
into the corner.
here. Yeah, throws him back into the corner. Yep. Still looking for a hole in the defense here, but good jump
Yeah.
away. Gets away from the throw here. Good read. The RC is good as well. That projectile's going to knock them through the wall here. Now it's back onto Anji to really turn this around. There's a good spin into a throw and try to turn this around. Kai is in the bad spot right now. The RC, but the combo breaks. That's the RC. Can they finish it
Oh.
off? Here comes the super. Is it good? Ride the lightning into the wind. Let's go. Wow.
That was so burst safe. It was really incredibly difficult for Sea-Dog to actually burst out of that. They do have the burst to get out of that situation right there, but now they're back in the corner, being thrown back in there. They do not have their burst. They do not have meter. That is going to be the charge dust, and this is going to be the big follow-up combo. How much more can they get?
Yeah.
That's a good. That's a good amount of damage on an
Yeah.
RNG, and that's probably going to do it. Yeah, that's going to even up the game score here. 2-2 here in this grand final. Well, the first set of this grand final.
Yeah, we're now tied up, and whether or not we're going into a second set is really in the hands of Sea-Dog right now. With both of them on
Ooh.
match point, it's going to be really, really tough, and really Sea-Dog has to be in feeling
wow.
the nerves right now. Wow, we're already going into Ride the Lightning. Look at how much damage that is going to knock them through the wall as well.
And also
There's
the
this
knockdown.
great throw.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Using breaking the wall with a super does allow them to have the knockdown on the start, so allow them to just get right up in there, get that thrown really nicely done to finish off that. And this is actually going to be tournament point here for Fanboy Fighting. If they're able to get this round, it is all over. And they're doing a pretty damn good job of it right now. Sea-Dog trying to act out of this pressure. They do have the burst, but it is going to end up getting utilized, but not much more out of it. They're trying to keep Femboy in the corner, but it is incredibly difficult as they have been so good on their defense. Good counter hit. Just one more solid hit is going to do it. And that's actually going to do it. Just a jump punch is going to be what finishes things off as Femboy Fighting is going to take the tournament.
Your Blazing 236 champion, Fanboy Fighting, all the way through the winner's bracket, all the way up, or the upper bracket rather, all the way to the finals. Absolutely well done, and well done by Sea-Dog as well. Running through
Really
that
pushing
whole,
them, yeah.
whole lower bracket, right? That was the most even we've seen all tournaments. A real good job. As we might get a bit of an interview in just a moment, if they're okay, but let's see if we're able to do so in just a moment. But yeah,
that was
really,
just-
really well done.
Just a great run altogether. And not only with that Kaya, they did end up throwing out the Mei. It was definitely good for that specific matchup. So it's not just the Kaya that was an absolute terror. They are incredibly good on multiple different characters. And yeah, it was just a joy to watch and just absolutely unstoppable today.
Yeah, now as we're waiting just a little bit to get Femboy Fighting in here. This is a really sweet tournament. You know, we had a lot of different characters come out. You know, we had a whole lot of different matchups and not a single soul to be found.
Not a soul in sight.
Not a soul in sight.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. We are joined by your Blazing 236 tournament number 3 champion, Femboy Fighting. How you feeling?
Hi, I'm feeling pretty well. Feeling pretty good. Can't complain about free $20. That's pretty nice, pretty nice.
Not bad for a day's effort. I mean,
Exactly.
you
exactly.
definitely put everyone to the sword. I mean, what were your expectations coming into this tournament today?
I to be quite frank, I wasn't really too worried. Usually like I can adjust pretty well on PC compared to PS4, and I play through.
Yeah.
Normally I do a lot of locals, so I have to play PS4 for those. But
Yeah.
every now and then, whenever I see something, it's like known in Texas for like online locals,
cool.
it's like okay, well, for the most part, I won't have bad online like laggy matches, and I don't have to deal with frame delay or any other
Yeah.
nonsense that comes with locals. People not disconnecting their controllers. I can just chill out. And do
Local
whatever.
experience.
Oh yeah.
There's
It's
a
not
part of
local
me
one,
that
so
like
that
if I
happens.
ever TO'd a tournament, especially for like Super Smash Brothers, where you could bring a corded controller and like
Right, right.
you don't disconnect your controller, I'm like, okay, you're out. Goodbye. No more. Goodbye. You're out.
You're
You're
done.
out. Bye bye.
I would love that, honestly. It's very bold, but I would yeah, honestly much needed in
God.
almost every local I go to. There's some sort of controller problem. It's like insanity. I guess it's kind of Sony's fault too with how everything's laid out, but
Yeah.
regardless.
Yeah. You
Um,
have any other questions, Alex?
Yeah, I mean, so was there any particular? I mean, I think besides Sea Dog here, who we saw was possibly your most even matchup. Was there any particular person that you like either enjoyed playing against or maybe had like kind of a rougher time? What talk to me about that? Some of the players that you faced in the tournament here.
I think I really enjoyed facing against, was it Sea Wave? Is that how you pronounce it?
Sigwave,
Sigwave.
yeah.
Sigwave,
Okay.
yeah.
Their May was really nice. It's an interesting matchup. I've talked to other Kai mains before, and they really don't like the matchup. I think the Ram matchup is probably the worst matchup for Kai. I think I can deal with the May matchup somewhat well, but it's very like volatile. I can
Yeah.
you can easily get opened up by May as Kai. I mean, you have a DP and that's such a close range, especially with the command throw that she has in the corner. It's very
It's also a
scary stuff.
commitment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. So it's you have to play you can't really throw projectiles in mid range because she could just instant air dash, counter hit punish you for tons of damage. You have to really I typically like to do instant air backdash button just to try to avoid getting blocking the dolphin to begin with and maybe interrupting it, and then maybe I could try to go in and take back my turn from that, or just use quicker buttons and then just kind of wait for them to try to commit and for them to initiate, because that's just kind of the kind of thing you do for most matchups. You wait for them to initiate and you try to counter with whatever, with punish or maybe just dashing in and bullying with 2S or whatever other buttons. But yeah, that was a fun time with them.
And
I
actually,
guess-
speaking of the May, you decided to bring out the May for
Oh yeah,
For a
for the
specific
Ram matchup. Yeah, for that one
Yeah.
in particular. No matter what skill level or whatever, I'm just gonna play May for that matchup. I don't even
you
care.
just don't
I
want to deal with it.
Yeah, it's so rough. If Far Slash was a bit more punishable or had more recovery and it didn't cover both Far Slash and 2S for Kai, the matchup would be way more manageable. But
Yeah.
it's so rough. You have to get really lucky, and then it's okay, now I'm playing. Now I'm able to at least somewhat get into that
Interact
more
with her buttons. Yeah.
further mid range, and then all of a sudden she does the that sword slam move that does a quarter of your damage whenever she has 50 RC, and it's oh
You're just
my god.
Well, you've got
yeah.
me. I'm being
Oh,
game
yeah.
played.
Yeah, exactly. I face a Ram player that Ram players typically don't do that in neutral, but he does it almost like every round, and like half the time it works. And I mean, I don't really get a big punish as is.
Yeah.
Even it's super big recovery, but unless she's in the corner, it's not counter hit recovery. I'm not gonna get a lot of damage from it. So it's it's a pretty good trade off. Or I faced a pretty I think a week or two when Strive came out. I faced a really long online set against Skull Bus, and they would do the it's not the Rekka, but like that uppercut move, that dash uppercut move. They would RC it at the right time before the hit would actually come out, but after she would move forward. So it's like a great whiff punishing tool because you could just RC it, and then it's like, oh, you lose your turn either way just because of how close she is, and but like if you whiff punish or you whiff anything, she gets to just punish for free. Well, for 50 meter, but it feels like for free. It's like this is like disgusting. And then like when you
Ram
get in
generates
this,
tension like no other business.
oh yeah, that too. Any like wall break if you're like anywhere like not mid screen. And then like it's a free safe 3-way mix up if she has meter in the corner. It's insane. So yeah, that's long story.
Anyway, that's our thoughts on
short.
Ram's.
That's why I
Ram.
play. Yeah. This is why I go Totsugeki against Ram.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, but with that, do you have anything else you'd like to say? Within reason, of course. To folks, any sort of last parting words?
Anybody watching, my parting words are: go follow Femboy Fighting Games, Twitch. Whatever. Twitch.tv/Femboy Fighting Games. Go
Hell yeah,
follow
the sellout. What love
Femboy
to
Fighting Games Twitter. Yeah. Gotta get the sellout now.
Yeah. Of course.
But yeah, this was a lot of fun. It was
Awesome.
Thanks for
playing some
coming.
games with some people, and yeah, great commentary stuff. Very quick.
Well,
Great stuff.
congratulations on the win there, Femboy Fighting. Thank you all for joining us today for the August Blazing 236 tournament. September's tournament will be on same time, September 18th, 2021. I will get the sign-up page open tomorrow. If we do end up getting a full 32, we're probably going to do a round robin earlier. I'm not quite sure. I'm still figuring out the specifics, but that's only if we get a full 32, which we haven't yet. So if it's like 13 to 16 people, we'll do the double elimination like normal, like this time. If we get more, we'll adjust. Thank you all for coming. Great gameplay. I was just like, all right, who's going to win this last round? I was just amazed that we're literally just, it was 2-0, 2-0, 2-0, 3-0, 3-0, 3-0. I'm like, wow. And then that was the first 1-to-1
Kind of
first
blazing
2-1.
through it,
I'm just like,
Yeah.
oh man. All right, that was a really great tournament. Thank you guys so much, and we're gonna sign off here. Until next time.
Bye bye.